Suddenly it feels an awful lot like midsummer. It's the final game of a 3-game series between the Tigers and the Twins hoping to win the final game and get a little momentum back. The Twins a week ago had a 4-game winning streak. The past week, not a good one for the Twins, and they find themselves 11 games out of first and 7 games behind the Tigers. Dick and Bert with you from Target Field. The Twins have lost the first 2 games of this series. They hand the ball today to P.J. Walters, who has been a godsend for the Twins. An otherwise struggling starting rotation has seen Walters give the Twins 3 straight quality starts.
Yeah, P.J. Walters coming off a complete game victory in his last start in Chicago. 2 starts prior, he pitched against the Detroit Tigers. Is it to his advantage or is it to the Detroit Tigers' advantage? Facing a ball club for the second time. Well, if you want to stay at the major league level, you're going to have to face clubs more than one time. And in that ball game, P.J. Walters made 3 mistakes. He gave up 3 home runs. That's the only runs he gave up. He ended up going 6 1/3 innings, and the Twins won that ball game. So Walters, what he needs to do is what he did last time: control the strike zone, change speeds well, and trust your fastball.
When this homestand opened a couple of nights ago, we talked about the Tigers and how they were struggling offensively. They weren't getting many hits, and they weren't getting any with men in scoring position, and all of that has changed.
It's amazing what fastballs right down the middle really do for a ball club. The Tigers in this series, yeah, they're 2-0, but the biggest thing is what they're doing with runners in scoring position. A lot of extra base hits for the Tigers and some great timely hitting. 14 for 26 with runners in scoring position.
Coming off a Cleveland series where they were 3 for 28, so things can turn around quickly for a ball team, and that's what the Twins hope to start doing here this afternoon. When we come back, more on P.J. Walters and a very special emotional tribute he pays before his start. Brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. and by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Welcome back to Target Field on a steamy Sunday afternoon as the Twins and the Tigers get set for Game 3 of this weekend series. Minnesota will turn to P.J. Walters, who looks to continue a solid run of starts for Ron Gardner and the Twins. But for Walters, he's got something else he's playing for. His daughter, Annabelle Faith Walters, was born 2 months premature back in February of 2010 and lived for only 2 months before passing away due to a heart condition. So in tribute to her, Walters traces the initials AFW on the mound prior to his start as a way to honor her memory and, as he says, a reminder that he's not just pitching for himself. Obviously, Walters has a lot on his mind every time he takes the mound for the Minnesota Twins. He and the Twins today will look to end the Tigers' domain this weekend and salvage Game 3 of the series. It's all coming up next, right here on Fox Sports North. The Twins and the Tigers as Minnesota tries to salvage the final game after Detroit won the first two, and they'll lean on their leadoff hitter, Denard Span, who is a career .361 against the Tigers, which is highest in Major League Baseball among active players. It includes 24 multi-hit games, including 3 more hits yesterday. He has beat up the Tigers, and he's the setup man for the manager, Ron Gardner. And earlier today, we asked the Twins skipper why Denard Span has been so good of late.
There's so many things that go in the minds of hitters, and you know, when you're scuffling, the ball looks like a golf ball. Right now, it looks to me like he's seeing a basketball coming up there, and he's not missing too much. He's using the whole field. It's just not a pull. a pull swing. He's using the whole field. He's always had that short swing, but right now he's really barreling the ball with just about everything he hits, from left center to right center. So, and then you see him put a couple balls. Really, we thought he had 2 home runs yesterday. The first one we thought was gone too. So he's seeing the ball really well, and he's using hands, and he's got a real quick swing.
Span will try to help the offense provide some runs for P.J. Walters, who comes off a complete game victory. Walters and the Twins take on the Tigers. Dick Bramer, Burt Blyleven. First pitch is coming up and coming at you next.
P.J. Walters has given the Twins plenty of reasons for optimism, producing 3 straight quality starts, including a complete game win in Chicago earlier this week. Today he tries to help his team salvage a win against the Tigers team he also beat just 10 days ago in Detroit. Will we see a repeat performance? That's what we're all waiting to see today on this sultry summer afternoon, even though it's just springtime.
But you're hot. This is beautiful.
It's supposed to be 90-some degrees
Isn't
here.
That great? Isn't that great?
Enjoying it, I know that. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Here's the Menards Tigers batting order. Quinton Berry leading off. Andy Dirks batting second. Then Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Brennan Bosch, Alex Avila, Johnny Peralta, Don Kelly, and Ryan Rayburn.
Well, on this hot afternoon day, it'll be P.J. Walters making his 4th start for the Twins. He has been outstanding in his first 3. His second time around facing the Detroit Tigers, who he was a winner against the Tigers back on May 17th in Detroit. Twins won that ball game 4-3. Walters, as we talked about in the open, Dick, coming off a complete game victory, the first complete game for the Twins. And wouldn't it be nice if he was able to go back-to-back and give that bullpen some rest for Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson?
Absolutely. Here's Berry taking a ball outside. 2 starts ago, he beat the Tigers in Detroit, went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 3 solo home runs. The Twins won both games in Detroit. Today they're trying to win the final game and get something out of this 3-game series. Inside 2-0.
Walters, 27 years old, getting called up on May 10th from AAA Rochester, where over the winter he signed with the Twins as a free agent. And what's he shown to me is that he's working both sides of the plate, getting the slow stuff over, but again, everything keys off the fastball, and he likes working away, and then he'll sneak that fastball inside.
It drifts outside 3-1. Now the Tigers have seen him before just 10 days ago. Berry has not. He was not with the club, and he's the one guy in this lineup you do not want to walk.
Yeah, Berry playing just in his 5th major league game.
And he missed inside a 5-pitch walk to start the ball game. Northland Ford defense for the Twins looking a little different. Not so much in the outfield. Willingham, Span, and Revere, but Brian Dozier getting a day off. Carroll slides over to short. Plouffe in at third. Casilla and Morneau on the right side of the infield, and then Maurer behind the plate. The Tigers have 28 hits in the first 2 games of this series. No home runs. Whole bunch of doubles, but no home runs. And Walters now is going to try to pitch around his leadoff walk. Changeup misses low. The temptation would be to try to change what you did successfully the first time when you face a team a second time. But I don't know that that's the best way to go about your business.
That's not the way you look at it. You have to stay with your strengths, and Walters is controlling both sides of the plate, a quick throw over, and then mixing in the breaking ball. Why would you? I mean, he gave up 3 runs, all of them solo home runs in 6 1/3 innings, and the Twins won the ball game. So you don't try to change to the hitter unless it's something that, you see for sure that you've learned. Hey, I've got to pitch this guy more inside this time, because last time I pitched him away and he went with that ball the other way. Let's show him in. That's what you learn from facing a club for the second time.
Against the Tigers, 87 pitches and 50 strikes. And strikes have been hard to come by so far today for Walters. 1-0 to Dirks. Up and away, 2-0.
Yeah, 2 changeups in a row right there. So, I mean, here's a situation that you put yourself in by falling behind on your second or third best pitch. Now it's a fastball situation. And Dirks, who did hit a home run against Walters in Detroit, I'm sure is looking fastball. And this is where that fastball down and away comes into play.
Taken for a strike, 2-1. The home runs were hit by Bosch. He's not in the lineup today. And Dirks and Fielder, who each hit home runs in the 6th inning against Walters.
Yeah, Bosch is actually DHing today.
I beg your pardon, yes. And Dirks chases 2-2.
Yeah, that's where a hitter just gets out of his swing zone right there, and you can almost see by Dirks' expression that I got to lay off that ball. Now you want that little two-seamer down and away. Get a double play. Twins already have turned 7 double plays in the first 2 games here because the Tigers have had so many runners on.
They need to keep an eye on Barry here too with a 2-2 count.
And Barry stole his first major league game here a couple days ago against the Twins.
Barry goes, and the pitch line to center field. Barry will scamper to third. Span's throw coming to the bag, and now the ball not handled by Plouffe, and that'll allow Dirks to go to second.
You have to hit that cutoff man. Well, there really is no cutoff man, but right there, Span should know the speedy Barry was taking off, and a poor decision right there by Denard Span throwing the ball. Not a bad pitch right there. Credit Dirks right here in just kind of slapping it into center field. And right there you can see he really has no chance to get the speedy Barry. And Plouffe got the ball but lost it in his glove.
I think he threw the fastball where you wanted him to throw it, right? Down and away. Yeah. Dirks just whacked it into center field. Now here's Cabrera.
These are major league hitters. They hit good pitches.
Inside a ball. So not where Walters wanted to be. Second and third, nobody out in the first inning, and now Cabrera, Fielder, and Bosch do it.
And why? Because of the leadoff walk. That's why.
Blocked by Mauer, and it's 2-0 to Cabrera. Now there's first base open here. You don't want to start the game with filling the bases with nobody out. But on the other hand, what do you do here with this guy at the plate on a 2-0 count?
You hope he pops it up. That's about your only thing. This guy's an RBI machine, Miguel Cabrera. And then he's protected by Prince Fielder, who's in the on-deck circle.
And there's the base hit to right. Barry will score. Dirks will be held. And it's a quick 1-0 lead for the Tigers.
And that RBI machine picked up his 38th, and Miguel Cabrera, as Casilla kind of snuck behind Cabrera, is out at first base.
A curious way to make the first out. You get an RBI single, and Cabrera off the bag, and the Twins trapped him.
Well, Cabrera hitting this ball sharply, so Barry scoring the first run. And then the ball thrown in, and you can see right there Cabrera made the big turn. I don't know if we have it or not, but Casilla snuck in behind him and tagged him out before he could get back to the bag. See Tom Brookins saying, get to the bag, and Cabrera just kind of walked back, but tagged before he could touch the bag.
Brian Gorman, the crew chief, making the call. So after the RBI single, Cabrera is the first out of the inning. Infield in now for Prince Fielder, who has 7 hits in this series. And again, a 2-0 count. This is just what Walters did not do in his first 3 starts. Fall behind the hitters 1-0 and 2-0.
Well, if you want to get any pitcher, I don't care if you're the ace of the club or if you're the 5th starter in a rotation, you want to get major league starters early.
3-0.
Even in yesterday's ball game, they jumped on Carl Pavano with 2 runs in the top of the first inning. Pavano settled down, and then in the 5th inning gave up 6 straight hits, and the Twins lost.
16 pitches and only 5 strikes for Walters. 2 of those lined into the outfield for hits. And Fielder goes to first with a walk.
Let's take another look at that great play by Alexei Casilla getting over there. And here we go right here. Watch Ben Revere throw that ball into the middle part of the infield. And that's cut off by Morneau. And then Morneau alertly just kind of flips it over to Casilla and tagging Cabrera on the back. So good hustle, good play by Alexei Casilla.
Bosch will hit with runners at first and third and one out. And Rick Anderson with a long chat on the mound to P.J. Walters.
Yeah, no pitching coach wants to go out there and visit his pitcher, especially in the first inning.
When Bosch faced Walters in Detroit, there were 3 at bats. Bosch got him twice on a ground ball and a strikeout, and then Bosch in the middle at bat hit a home run to right field. So Walters, who in 3 starts has gotten 4 double plays turned behind him, will search for a ground ball hit at somebody here. Get out of this messy first inning with just 1 run allowed. That might do it. Out there, and they'll get Fielder, they hope to, but the run will score because it's not 2 forces. Fielder tagged. It's a double play. But the run will score because the Twins weren't able to get the force at second and at first. And it's a 2-run Tiger first inning. Stopping in the base path and allowing eventually the second Tiger run to score. And the Menards batting order for the Twins again, trying to come back from an early deficit. Span, Revere, and Mauer. Willingham, Morneau, and Domit. Plouffe, Casilla, and Carroll.
And on the mound, it'll be Rick Porcello. Porcello making his 10th start, his 99th career start for the Detroit Tigers. Over his last 3 starts, he has struggled. One of those starts coming against the Twins. He's 0-2 with a 6.28 ERA over his last start. Too many hits. 23 hits, 6 walks in 14 1/3 innings over the last 3 starts. So Porcello, who's pitched very well here at Target Field, has an early 2-0 lead.
The GMC keys to the game. Porcello's given up a lot of runs early and not much after that.
There's my point right there, Dick, about good starting pitchers. I don't care if you're the 5th or the 1st guy, the ace, the Verlanders, you got to get them early, and clubs have been able to do that so far against Rick Porcello.
Span, who had a very good day at the plate yesterday, nearly hit 2 home runs, did hit 1, and he'll lead things off against Porcello. Pitch up, ball 1. Span has started the 2 games of the series off with a ringing double in each case, and he takes a strike.
And good numbers against Porcello, 8 hits and 22 at-bats. is Denard Span, and he has enjoyed hitting here at Target Field this year, hitting over 360 here.
Span didn't play against Porcello in Detroit a week and a half ago. Takes a strike.
Porcello, a ground ball pitcher when he is on. He'll give up about 2 ground balls to every fly ball out.
One and two to the Twins leadoff man. Sharply hit. Falling down and not able to make the play is Rayburn. He slammed on the brakes and spun out, and Span will reach.
Yeah, kind of kicking that dirt around. He did definitely slip.
Barry, Dirks, and Kelly, the outfielders. Cabrera, Peralta, Rayburn, fielder around the infield. And Alex Avila behind the plate.
Well, they give Denard Span an infield base hit with the slip of Rayburn.
That one might be changed. Here's Revere. And a strike on the outside corner.
You can see right there, he just kind of slipped trying to get in front of that ball.
Why is that a hit?
Good question. Why did Brendan Bosch not get an RBI in that last inning?
Down and in. They did not give Bosch an RBI.
No,
they
not as of yet. He has to get an RBI in that.
He ended up grounding into a double play, but it wasn't a double force.
Right.
I don't know why you'd penalize the batter by not giving him a run batted in. A lot of things in life I don't understand. Popped up, short left. In fact, barely on the outfield grass. Peralta makes the catch, one away.
Yeah, good changeup right there by Porcello, and Ben Revere a little out front create that pop up. Now, see, to me, you can't assume a double play, but right here, that ball scooting past Walters. Now, right there, Casilla had a couple choices. He could have kept continuing to try to tag the fielder, but then you look like Bosch would have beat it. That was a heads-up play by Prince Fielder, getting into the rundown, not running right into Casilla, and then Casilla allowing Casilla to throw to first.
Remember the game here a couple weeks ago against Toronto, and Trevor Plouffe didn't do what Fielder did. He ran into the tag and then the double play. Willingham did not score from third base. And so the Tigers have a 2-1 lead. 1-0 now to Mauer. Mauer got an RBI double against Porcello in Detroit.
Yeah, just 4 for 19 is Joe Mauer against Rick Porcello.
The big swing of the bat against Porcello in Detroit was by Brian Dozier. He had a 3-run home run against Porcello. And Dozier not in the lineup today. Span goes, and Mauer lifts a fly ball to center. Span unsure where the ball is. Barry catches and fires back, but Span retreats to first. Now Span was standing on the bag, squared toward first base, and ran back to the bag. So he did not round the bag and therefore doesn't need to retouch it.
Right, that's what I was mentioning. Span did a good job right here. He's taking off. Fly ball to center. You see Span getting a great jump. Slides in, picks up the ball, and then you can see his foot on the bag as he retreats to first. If he had gone around the bag, say toward short, and then ran back to first without touching second base, he's automatically out. That's the rule in baseball.
That happened to Brett Lowry the other day for the Blue Jays, and he got upset with the umpire again. Willingham takes a breaking pitch down and away, ball one. Willingham's in a bit of not a bit of a slump. He's in a slump, having a hard time making contact. Struck out 4 times yesterday.
Now 1 for 8 so far in the series, but good numbers against Porcello. 4 hits in 7 at bats with a couple walks.
2 doubles against him in Detroit a week and a half ago. And a breaking ball over. 1-1. The Twins have hit the only 2 home runs in this series. Span and Morneau.
Yeah, Porcello started that ball game in Detroit where all 4 infielders made an error behind him early in the ball game. He gave up 5 runs in the first 2 innings, highlighted by Brian Dozier's 3-run home run, but 4 of the 5 runs he gave up were unearned. Those are his numbers right there. 6 runs allowed, only 2 earned runs.
2-1 to Josh Willingham. Three and 1 with Morneau on deck.
Porcello just 23 years old in his 4th season already with the Tigers. A 14-game winner last year in 31 starts.
And Willingham with another swing and a miss.
That's where we have seen clubs really pounding him down and away. Josh with 8 home runs on a year, 5 of them hit here at Target Field.
Full count, 2 down. Span will leave early. That ball is ball 4, and Avila can't find the ball, and Span thought about it. He nearly rounded the second base bag and headed for third. And with Morneau due up, 2 men aboard, probably a good thing he didn't try. Justin Morneau swinging the bat like he did in his MVP year over the last week.
And driving the ball, hitting some home runs in Chicago. That last game, a couple home run ball game. And then in the first game here, hit a home run. 4 home runs. He's driven in 8 runs over the last 5 ball games.
He's done his part, but again, in the last week, just a very disappointing week for the Twins with just 1 win because the starting pitching has been so ineffective. Check swing and a called strike. Morneau not only in the lineup every day, but in the lineup at first base, which I think we all should take as a very encouraging sign.
Yeah, and I think that's why we see Justin, swinging the bat better, feeling better, because he's not the designated hitter. He's the first baseman. He wants to play. And showing that wrist and other injuries are getting better. Now he has struggled like Joe Mauer against Porcello. Morneau just 3 hits in 18 at-bats, a 167 batting average against Porcello, but he does have a home run. Make it 2.
And teams adapt. The Tigers are adapting. They're pitching him away. They realize anything, middle of the plate in, the way he's swinging the bat right now, you're tempting fate.
Even Max Scherzer yesterday said, hey, I threw a good changeup down, and he just kind of golfed it out. He says, I'm going to continue throwing my changeup. He just hit a good pitch.
2-1. So Morneau will, as teams make the adjustment to his at-bats, needs to, for instance, take a walk if that's what they want to give him. If they're going to pitch him off the plate, he's got to be willing to take the walk.
Well, I think what we've seen from Justin over the last couple of weeks is he is driving the ball the other way, and that's always a good sign. Ron Coomer, Roy Smalley talk about it in the pregame and when they take my spots. When he's starting to hit the ball the other way, that's a good sign.
This one hit the other way, deep to left, retreating is Dirks, and he makes the catch on the warning track. So Morneau hits it about 370 feet from home plate, but the Twins come up empty in the first. Twins are 15-31. They could be 31-15, and the highlight of the year would have been what we saw here on the field this morning. You're looking at two young ladies, the Burrish family here, and the father, Robert Burrish from Casson, Minnesota, was in Afghanistan, and his daughters did not know that he was going to be waiting for them as they circled the bases on the exercise that the Twins have on the field before Sunday games. Annie and Alex, the young ladies there.
And, Master Sergeant, I tell you what, I had tears, Dick. That was awesome. I mean, the Twins did a great job in setting that up and surprising his two daughters as they were all in Twins uniform with their helmet on, ready to touch home plate, and there was Pops. Awesome.
Master Sergeant Robert Burrish, his wife Julie was aware of the surprise reunion at home plate, and Master Sergeant Burrish, a member of the 109th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron of the 133rd Airlift Wing, Minnesota Air National Guard, Camp Bastion, Afghanistan. So very touching moment before the game here today. 2-1 now to Alex Avila, with Walters still struggling to throw strikes. 21 pitches and just 7 over the plate. Avila, Peralta, and Kelly in the second. This one hit to left center field, and Span glides over to make the catch, 1 away. Weekdays on Fox Sports North, it's the Dan Patrick Show. Exclusive guests, high-profile athletes, celebrities, breaking sports news, unparalleled insider access. It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 8 on Fox Sports North. That's precisely what we try to do here. You know, have really interesting, exciting guests. We had Tony La Russa up here yesterday. We could have spent 3-4 innings with him, but we respected his the fact that he was able to give us a half inning was very nice.
Yeah, we didn't anticipate the Twins striking out.
That's right. They struck out the side when he was there, didn't they? 2 strikes now to Johnny Peralta. One and two. Well, 30 hits now for the Tigers in the series, and what's been impressive, even though they haven't hit a home run, so many of them have gone to the opposite field. Peralta strikes out number 2.
Well, good breaking ball right there, and Peralta, who hasn't really gotten hot yet for the Tigers, strikes out. So Walters picks up his first strikeout. Good location, breaking ball down and away.
Type of swing you can get when you get ahead in the count. 2 down. Here's Don Kelly. Well, Ron Gardenhire talked about that in his meeting with the media today, and I think we ran the clip in our pregame show about how this Tiger lineup, as imposing as they are, big sluggers, maybe even Hall of Fame sluggers like Cabrera and Fielder, and yet where they've hurt the Twins in this series, opposite field hits. And Cabrera drove in a run in the first inning with a single to right field.
But what led that off is when Walters walked Barry. You don't want to walk those table setters to allow those guys who knock in so many runs.
Plouffe in foul ground in front of Gene Lamont ends the inning. A much better second inning for P.J. Walters.
Take the opportunity away.
Of the Twins. As the Twins hit in the bottom of the second. Thought that was Robbie Innsmikowski there for a while. You can submit a question to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Michael Sampson from Independence wondering why some players perform better or worse in day games. Do you have to prepare differently?
Oh, yeah, you do. I mean, you get up earlier. You have to get your body going. Different things. Where night game, you can relax a little bit more, spend a little more time with your family during the day. Some players prefer night games. It didn't matter. Ron Coomer, you're down in that camera wall on this hot day. How you doing down there? And did you prefer night or day games?
I like both. It didn't matter to me, but I did not. The one big key is I enjoyed the day games. I grew up going to Wrigley Field, so that was always fun. But playing-wise, I was always an early to the ballpark guy. So, it didn't change my routine. It changed my sleeping pattern. But, I loved playing in the sunshine when it was a beautiful day like this.
Now at night, Ron, the shadows don't come into play. But, right now, sometimes later in the day, you'll have the shadows creep in over different ballparks.
Definitely.
Is that an issue?
Absolutely. It definitely makes it more difficult. And when the shadow is around the hitter and the pitcher is in the light, or when the light changes from pitcher to hitter, whatever that is, makes it very difficult to see, especially the spin on a baseball. You with a great curveball, picking up the breaking pitch was always really tough when the shadows creeped in.
Especially also cloudy days too. Right now we have beautiful sunshine. There's clouds up there. It hasn't really taken to where there's that grayness over the field where it's all been sunshine so far.
Pop straight up near the Tiger dugout, and Avila makes the catch. Dolman retired. Yeah, in case you're wondering, those are cumulus clouds with a high layer of cirrus clouds, I believe.
You're serious, right?
That's right. 86 now. It's going to climb up a little bit more. Very nice, given what we had yesterday. The game started late because of rain. It was interrupted because of rain.
I never had a weather class in all the study halls that I had in high school, or the detention classes. They never went over the weather.
Well, maybe they did and you were asleep.
Could have been.
Bloof outside, ball one.
Cumulus, Sirius?
Cirrus.
Oh, I thought you said Sirius. Sirius. Those are clouds, seriously.
Cirrus. Cirrus. Cumulus.
Who comes up with names like that?
Well, you never took Latin then either, did you?
I haven't a tough enough time with English. You got to be kidding me.
I think I was the last person in the state of Minnesota to take a Latin class in high school. Come in real handy, too, I'll tell you that.
I've tried French one time, and I got requested out.
Bloof drives it to left in the general direction of Andy Dirks.
Yeah, soft line drive. Fans, go to foxsportnorth.com and click on to Circle Me Bert to submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game.
Pheasant Country.
We'll reveal 2 sections before each game. One will be listed on foxsportnorth.com and the other on KFAN.com. KFAN.
2 down. Here's Alexi Casilla. Flips it foul. 1 strike. See in at second base. He averaged down to 229. Check swing, 1-1. Two and one. Tigers getting a couple of runs in the first. Twins had a threat, got 2 men aboard, but left them there in the first inning.
A little pink lettering on the bat of Alexi Casilla. I guess in the Dominican Republic it's Mother's Day. He's using this bat in honor of his mother. There, you see the little pink.
2-2. A full count with Carroll on deck. Porcello trying to even his record at 4-4. One of the reasons the Tigers are looking up at a couple of teams in the division, because they have not pitched consistently. Oh, Porcello falls off the mound. He walks Casilla and is lucky he didn't hurt himself.
You know who used to do that with the Pittsburgh Pirates was Nellie Briles. The late Nelson Briles used to do that in fall, but he could throw a strike doing that. Now Porcello just slipped. Watch where his see where that left foot landed. It never really got over. He just kind of stepped a little bit too soon. And yeah, luckily he's okay.
Kevin Rand, the trainer, is running to the mound to check on Porcello. And Jim Leland walking behind the trainer. You could so easily, I would think, pull a hamstring or a groin muscle or a quadricep.
Or twist your ankle right there.
So everyone leaving Porcello alone to collect himself and go after Carroll in this second inning at bat.
Yeah, second walk for Porcello. Came into the ball game 12 walks in 51 innings pitched, and over his career he's averaged just 2.3 walks per 9 innings. Not a strikeout pitcher, just less than 5 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Well, he walked Willingham in the first, now Casilla in the second. And strike one to Carroll. Carroll back at short where he played most of the first 6 weeks of the season. Has been seen more regularly now at third base. Tap to short, and Peralta fires across the fielder. That ends the first inning. Twins leave another runner aboard, and the Tigers still lead 2-0. Every game. You can text the word value followed by a space and the player's name. Short code 234-234. Bernard Span keeps getting it hits against the Tigers, so he's leading the voting right now. P.J. Walters hoping to have more innings like the second rather than the first. Number 9 batter Ryan Rayburn takes strike one.
Well, that's what he was able to do in that complete game in his last start. He had good pitch counts as far as how many pitches he threw. Second inning, only 11 pitches. Good breaking ball right there to get the 3 outs. I think the most he threw in an inning in that complete game was a 21 in the 9th inning. First complete game for the Twins since last September when Carl Pavano shut out the Kansas City Royals.
Up the line, foul. Rayburn, Berry, and Dirks here in the Detroit third inning. hoping that his Tigers can win back-to-back games. There's a call, third strike on a pitch that looked like it was well outside. One away.
I always talk about establishing a way, but also talk about making that plate expand. Now let's see how much this plate does expand right here. Only by about 3-4 inches. What the heck?
Between the batter's boxes.
Wow. Well, if that, I'll tell you what, if I'm the pitcher right there, that tells me something about the home plate umpire, Larry Vanover.
He's got a flight at 4:30.
No,
Roller up the middle. Barry rounds first. He'll hold up there.
Well, basically, you know what? If he's sitting on the inner half of the plate, he's going to give me 3 or 4 inches away. I'm going to stay out there.
Sanford Health Injury Report. Nick Blackburn heading out on a rehab assignment. He will make 2 rehab starts, not 1. Ron Gardenhire wanted to make everybody aware that regardless of whether he threw a no-hitter in the first one, there would be a second one for Rochester, and then he'll jump back into the Twins rotation.
Yeah, it's always the next start. You know, you go out there, you're all pumped up, and then you rest for 3 or 4 days, and then it's that next start. Good throw
Barry
right
takes
there.
off. Safe at second base. And no argument from Carroll. A strong throw by Mauer. And Barry steals second base.
Yeah, we have seen in this 3-game series, even though Austin Jackson not in the lineup, he's on a disabled list. Quentin Barry has outstanding speed. 261 minor league stolen bases. Now getting a chance to do it at the major league level. A bang play, but Barry gets that hand in on the bag.
Barry walked and scored in the first. Now he has a single and a stolen base. Dirks singled and scored in the first. And in that at bat, Walters fell behind him 2-0 and ended up giving up a solid single.
Yeah, Dirks, I mean, he had a pretty good pitch. That ball was down and away. Almost the same pitch that Morneau hit the deep left field off of Porcello. Good pitch down and away. Normally you're thinking ground ball if you continue to throw that pitch.
Pulled foul between Tom Brookins and the line.
Even that pitch down in the zone, so that tells me that Dirk's pretty good low ball hitter. So maybe go up, you know, by his belt or the hands to see if he'll chase a pitch like he did in the first inning. He chased a high fastball.
2-1. Now a called second strike.
Dirk's getting a chance to play on a daily basis. Delman Young not playing in the ball game, but now he's a designated hitter for Jim Leland. So that opened up left field, and Andy Dirks has taken advantage of it. Came into this game hitting .322.
Couple of looks at second, and Dirks strikes out. So Walters strands Barry at second for the time being, and now he'll face Cabrera with first base open.
In that complete game, he had 8 strikeouts. That was a career high, and there's a good breaking ball, even though it's outer half of the plate. Good tight rotation, downward plane.
Cabrera with a sharp single to right, and then he was taking his time getting back to first, and Casilla took a throw from Morneau and tagged him on the shoulder for the first out of the first inning. Missing with a fastball inside.
I really feel that Miguel Cabrera is a American League MVP in the makings. My goodness, he's had some great years, but has always fallen short from being the MVP. He's come in second, he's come in third many times. Just a great hitter, a career .317 hitter. Will probably hit his 300th home run this year.
1-1.
He's at .285 right now.
1-2.
Cabrera won the batting title last year when he hit .344 for the Tigers.
nubbed up the line, and Walters should be able to make the play. And that ends the inning. Barry left at second. It's still 2-0. Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Twins trying to come back from an early 2-0 deficit. Rick Porcello will go through the Twins batting order for the second time, starting with Denard Span. An infield hit for Span. The only hit so far against the Tiger right-hander. Strike on the outside corner. Look how hot they are. And you're laughing and chuckling because you're a Floridian now.
My kind of weather right here, thin blood.
This is January weather for you, right?
This is beautiful.
It is gorgeous, and it's one of those days. Yesterday was one of those days. I enjoyed the rain delay yesterday. Yeah. I really did, and that's just from someone who spent 28 years watching indoor baseball. I will never, ever get tired of baseball in the elements.
No, not at all.
2 strikes to Span. And a called third strike. So Span heads back to the dugout, 1 away.
Yeah, Porcello picking up his first strikeout. Well, fastball. And it's pretty much right down the heart of the plate. And Span took it for strike 3.
Span hit 2 of those pitches just like that for his extra base hits yesterday. Both high fastballs, and he clobbered them. And he took that one. Here's Revere. Inside, Revere squared the bunt. He nearly stepped right into the pitch. Ball 1. We talked while we were in Detroit and Porcello pitched against the Twins. We talked about what the Tigers have tried to do with him and even Max Scherzer a little bit to try to get them to extend their delivery a little bit more with their hands over their heads.
It just loosens them up a little bit with the hands over his head.
There's a bunt. And Cabrera makes the play, throws it wildly. Revere to second base. Here's the throw to second, and he's in there. So Cabrera fielded it, threw off target, and Revere ends up at second base.
Boy, wouldn't it be nice to be able to run like Ben Revere? My goodness. I mean, Cabrera's in on the grass. He's looking for the bunt, and Ben Revere still puts it down. Cabrera comes in and right fields it barehanded to throw up the line. You can see right there on the infield side. And then Rayburn gets the good, get it to second base. It'll be an infield base hit, an air 5 on Cabrera. But Ron Coomer, I know you had that type of speed. That's got to be fun to watch right there.
I had that kind of speed and that kind of play at first base, or it's third base, unfortunately. But that's where one thing with an inexperienced third baseman in Cabrera not communicating well with his pitcher from just lack of playing time at third base, if you're playing that far in, immediately when you're attacking the ball, the pitcher knows that's your ball, and he doesn't get in the way right there. Porcello got in the way a little bit. And then the other great thing about that whole play is Ben Revere knowing the inexperience of Cabrera and bunting, even though Cabrera was really jamming him, in his position on the field, playing way in. He gets the bunt down. It's a base hit.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, you always communicate. I did with my third baseman. When he's in like that, there's no way that Porcello could have been able to get that ball, turn around, and get Ben Revere. So, yeah, you have to rely on your third baseman right there to make that play. And all Porcello did was kind of get in the way.
1-1 to Mauer, and a look
so
back
even the
second.
best athletes on the field sometimes make mistakes.
When you're talking about physical attributes, you're not talking about mental faculties, right?
Oh, heavens, no.
I mean, all these years, you're the best.
I just got no comments here, just all the way around the board.
Come on, I'm having fun with it.
Mauer takes inside 2-1.
And that's a dangerous play like Cabrera, what Ron Coomer was talking about. That ball that's thrown on the, side like he did, and here's Prince Fielder having to try to go around Ben Revere. That's a dangerous play for a first baseman.
2-1. Mauer at the plate. Swing and a miss. Ron Gardenhire addressed that on his Sunday morning radio show. The play a few days ago, Justin Morneau had to reach into the runner, and Gardy said as much. Everybody in the dugout holding their breath because of Morneau's wrist situation. But even with a healthy first baseman, you don't want the throw going up the line. Armin Killebrew dislocated his elbow, and
I was going to mention it.
65 on a similar play. 2-2 to Mauer. Twins need a pick-me-up here. And Mauer taps it foul. Here we are with a nearly full ballpark again. The Twins obviously struggling on the field, and I am so impressed with the Twins fans and their support for this team. Watching baseball that at times they might not even recognize because of how good this team has played for most of the last decade. And the fans are still here supporting the team. Foul back. It would be nice if the team could give them more reason to get fired up here at these home games. Foul back 2-2. There were 3 or 4 walk-off home runs hit in the major leagues last night. We've had one in this ballpark in 2.5 years. That was Tomey's against the White Sox. Just the third inning, but the Twins could use a big hit. Still 2-2. Mauer with a fly ball to center his first time up. Speedy Revere at second. Mauer fights another one off. Long battle here between Porcello and Mauer. When a hitter is this good, generally, the longer the at-bat goes, the more often the hitter wins the battle. Would you agree? We finally figured out a way to how to turn your microphone on. 2-2 to Mauer. And another foul back. Oh, we got a spare. Shoot.
I was talking, but nothing was coming out, which is normal for me.
Would you agree with that assessment?
I agree, especially a good hitter like Joe Mauer. The more pitches he sees now, he has struggled against Porcello, but what is he, 7 pitches into this at bat? So let's hope that Porcello makes a mistake and Joe can get a base hit right here and drive in a run. There,
off the back of Porcello's leg, and he'll make the play, and Porcello is really stung by that smash.
Well, you know what? That looked like it got him right on the left shin area, but boy, he got lucky right there. As a pitcher, former pitcher, I will take that little bit of pain right there, because Joe Mauer, that ball was going up the middle for a base hit.
So
Joe smoked this ball up the middle.
The trainer, Kevin Rand, out there to talk to Porcello for the second time today. Last inning, remember, he stumbled in his delivery of his pitch to Casilla.
I still have bruises on my shin area and that area right there. And I'll tell you what, it hurts, but you're also very happy at it too, because this is a base hit right here. Would have driven in a run for the Twins. Instead, it hits Porcello, and it able to keep it in front of him. He picks it up, sees where it is, gets the out at first base.
Still unsure exactly where the ball hit him.
Hit him in the left leg. I think more of the shin area, maybe the side of his leg. I think it's a little bit higher than the ankle.
We're going to have a couple of test drives
I'll
here.
show you a couple of the bruises I still have if you want to see. Right here, let's see. Oh, maybe in the calf, the left calf area. I don't mean to laugh, but I've gone through that pain.
Yeah.
And Jim Leyland's going to make sure that he's okay. That's your landing foot. Big deal.
You'd make a great pitching coach.
Yes, I would.
A great doctor. Your bedside manner would be.
I always said if I wasn't a ball player and I wasn't a broadcaster, I wanted to be a brain surgeon. I wouldn't last very long, but
Jim Leyland talking with Porcello, and now Kevin Rand, and I would imagine they're telling Porcello, hey, look, if things tighten up or anything, don't. The last thing you'd want is for him to change his delivery or something. I suppose.
Don't be a hero out there. If it bothers you, let us know.
If you act today, you can get a steal of a deal when the Twins host the Oakland A's tomorrow afternoon. For a limited time, you can get field box seats for just $31. The deal against the A's available by logging on to twinsbaseball.com. And while you're at it, check out some of the other great ticket offers here at Target Field. If the story goes, if I remember right, Dizzy Dean took a smash against his foot.
A toe, yeah. Had a bad toe.
Broke his toe, and in wanting to pitch through that, he ended up changing his delivery and hurt his arm. Willingham with Revere at third, and now 2 away.
Now Twins need a 2-out hit right here. Not that kind of hit.
And now Willingham is hit by the pitch. Porcello's first after getting smoked, and that might cause a phone call to the Tiger bullpen.
And now Dave Prumer, the trainer for the Twins, along with Rick McWayne, but Dave Prumer's out to check on Willingham along with manager Ron Gardenhire. Willingham, a right-handed hitter. We've seen Dick, he's right on top of the plate anyway, and this ball kind of ran in on him right there, and he took it off that left elbow.
The tricep area. 6th time he's been hit by a pitch.
Yeah. He doesn't give much up there. He'll hang in there.
Well, now Morneau with 2 men aboard. He came up in the first with 2 men aboard and 2 out, and hit a deep fly ball to left field. Looked like Porcello got him out in front just a little bit on an off-speed pitch. And we'll see where this pitch is directed. And a check swing foul. Well, looking down in the Tiger bullpen, they've got some guys stretching down there in the event Porcello continues to have pitches fly all over the place. Marte, one of the relief pitchers out there, has been doing some stretching. 1 strike to Morneau. Again, the Twins could really use a pick-me-up. 1-1. I mentioned earlier, you hate to have your pitching coach come out and visit you. You really hate to have your trainer come out twice in the early innings. Swing and a miss.
Well, one thing we showed you in the open was that the Tigers, I believe they were 14 for 26 with runners in scoring position. Coming into this ball game, in the first 2 ball games, Twins only 4 for 22, hitting at only 182. So this is where the Twins, when they did win 4 out of 5, they were hitting in this situation, driving in runs with 2 outs.
And Morneau strikes out. Porcello strands 2 and doesn't limp off the mound, but you can bet that left leg is still hurting. J. Walters, and now they'll hit in the 4th, starting with Prince Fielder. Walters had a terrible time throwing strikes. He walked the first batter on 5 pitches, gave up a couple of hits, walked another guy, gave up a couple of runs, but since then he's been much better.
Yeah, you make the adjustment. He was able to do that. So Walters right now, 44 pitches, 25 are strikes.
This one hit to the gap in left center field. And Fielder will have yet another double. So a leadoff double for the Tigers.
Yeah, for Prince Fielder, his 8th hit in this 3-game series, 6 singles, and his 2nd double. 4th hit for the Tigers. Such a good hitter. Ron Coomer, I mean, Fielder just, takes that pitch the other way. He's not just a pull hitter, has power to all fields.
Why this guy has been so good at swinging the bat and driving in so many runs. You pitch him down and away and he hits the ball the other way. As we've seen so far this series, you pitch him in and he's got a good chance in this ballpark to go deep. To me, he takes what the pitcher gives him and also what we've seen in this series, what the ballpark gives him, and that's not hitting a lot of high fly balls to the middle of the field.
Just as an observer for quite a bit of Twins baseball, we've seen it from Twins, the opposing batters too. When home runs tend to follow after guys, and we've talked about it with Morneau, after guys start getting hits to the opposite field. Now here we are, and the Tigers, time after time, their best hitters, their power hitters, are getting hits to the opposite field. I would not want to be the Red Sox pitching staff. From here, the Tigers go to Fenway Park for 4 games, and it just looks like the Tigers are about ready to start hitting home runs.
That's a good ball club on paper. Jim Leland, that's what he said coming into this 3-game series, that, hey, we're just not hitting. Well, I don't think he can say that so far here in this 3rd game of the 3-game series.
3-0 to Bosch with nobody out here in the 4th. And there's a 4-pitch walk filling first base.
Hey, Ron Coomer, I think you did something on the pregame about Prince Fielder and his hitting ability.
We did it with both Prince and Justin Morneau, and you see the swings. Here's a high fastball for Prince that you see here, and then the changeup from yesterday. Both swings very similar, and also couple common things with these guys. They both head stays down, but they're both big RBI guys. And Dick, just what you said, they both use the opposite field to drive in runs, and that's a big key. You look at the main RBI guys on this field today: Miguel Cabrera, base hit to right, Fielder base hit to left, opposite field, and Justin has hit some balls the other way for hits this series also. That's how you become a complete hitter and an RBI guy.
Hey, Ron, one thing I think we saw in that, slow-mo off of Fielder and Morneau is Morneau's 6'5", Fielder not quite 6 feet, but look how stocky and strong he is in the chest. And yeah, he's a big man, but boy, he's got huge arms, just like his dad did, and tremendous power.
Tremendous power. What he does, Bert, is he's very different from Justin, where Justin's long and lean. Prince, a real stocky guy, but what he does, he stays short and compact to the ball. And so far in this series, we haven't hit him hit one high fly ball. He's had his hands above the baseball, driving it down. We saw that yesterday. He was line drives all over the ballpark.
Yeah, very good point. Now, Walter's really struggling with that strike zone after walking Bosch. His third walk of the ball game falls behind Avila.
2-1 to the Tiger catcher. First and second, nobody out. Tigers already in front, 2-0. Avila hit a fly ball to center his first time up.
This is where he has to go back to that sinker, the two-seam fastball down and away, hopefully get a ground ball. Now, Dirks hit a pretty good pitch that he got a base hit, but that's your bread and butter to get a ground ball, is that two-seamer down and away.
Ooh, very slow breaking ball, and it gets a swing and a miss, 2-2.
That's a lot of confidence in a breaking ball right there. With runners at first and second, nobody out, you're 2-1. So you take a little off, and Avila a little out front.
3 strikeouts for Walters. He could use one here with the right-handed hitting Peralta on deck. Fly ball right center field. Revere with the catch. Fielder will tag, and the throw coming into second base, one away.
Good play right there by Ben Revere, covering a lot of ground and doing the right thing. Get it into second base to keep the double play in order. So Avila doing part of his job by getting Fielder from second to third.
And Peralta will come up with runners at first and third and one away.
Yeah, we got a little time right here. We'd like to welcome Joe from Aberdeen, South Dakota. We understand you had major heart surgery. You're doing well. You got all your loved ones behind you here, all your family. Welcome up to the booth. You are a contestant in Circle Me Bert. So congratulations to you, and hope you're feeling stronger. I know this is your first time at Target Field. We don't have you mic'd up because I killed the last mic. Completely dead, but I know. How do you like this ballpark? Just say up, thumb up or thumb down? Thumb up all the way. Okay, very good. Welcome up to the booth, family. And there's a little token of our appreciation over there. Just drop your money in there, okay, on the way out.
1-0 to Peralta. Again, Walters has been able to get 4 ground ball double plays, actually 5, counting the one in the first inning. He'd like to get one here and get the Twins off the field. Tap foul. You not only broke a microphone, we're on your, 4th mirror, I believe? Tigers got their 2 runs in the first inning after Walters issued a leadoff walk. Now in the 4th, a double and a walk.
You know, we've seen everybody really get a lot of hits in the series except for Peralta. He has only 1 hit, and this is a guy that hit .299 last year, a career high for the Tigers.
Bosch awkwardly gets back to the bag.
So you figure if he can get it going, Dick, I mean, he's just going to add more firepower to already a very good-looking lineup.
One and one to the Tiger shortstop. Missing inside. Walters' strike to ball ratio not what it's been in his first 3 starts. 57 pitches and only 30 strikes.
Yeah, in his complete game, 110 pitches against the White Sox. 69 were strikes.
Again, I hope you enjoy that every time it happens, because next year you won't be able to see that. They're taking that out of the game.
Steve Busby of the Kansas City Royals, I think, was the first guy that I ever saw do that pitcher, and he had a great move like that. I think it worked twice for me in my career. It was only because the runner was sleeping at first. And that's what you're trying to do on that move from fake to third and throw to first. You don't have to throw the ball if you step toward third base. As long as that right foot comes off the pitching rubber, you do not have to throw. It's kind of like a throw to second. You can step around and fake to second, or even fake to third. You don't have to throw. Only to first.
Runner goes, and there's a strike, and Mauer won't throw. A stolen base now for Bosch.
Yeah, I think Joe was thinking of throwing. I don't think he got a good grip on the baseball. So Bosch steals the base, his third, the second stolen base in a ball game. But watch Joe right here on this slow breaking ball. He thought about going, and you can almost look, he's looking down at the ball like, I didn't really have a good grip, and good decision on holding onto it.
Infield in, but they don't have to come all the way in with Fielder at third base.
Oh.
And Peralta hit to fill the bases.
That's the last thing you want to do right there, is hit a guy that has been struggling at the plate. He tried to go fastball in and left it in too far. And Peralta gets plunked. So they're trying to run that fastball in, and gets the thigh of Peralta.
Peralta still stung by that pitch. And home plate umpire Larry Vanover waiting to see if he's convinced that Peralta will be able to stay in the game. Base is full for Don Kelly. And the double play possibility is set up once again. There it is. See if they can turn it. 1, 2. Good strategy. Hit Peralta and get a ground ball on the next pitch. From our Go Pro shot. Well, the Twins get out of a jam in the top of the fourth inning. And now Ryan Doumit will start the bottom of the fourth.
Well, you know what, Dick? I talk about that fastball down and away, what it can get you. And right there, that's where you want a ground ball. Good pitch right there by Walters, getting the ground ball, and the Twins defense turning the double play.
And I was just joking about hitting Peralta and getting a ground ball in the next pitch. We don't want to make light of those things.
Not at all.
Especially in light of the Tampa Bay Boston situation, where the players are yelling at each other, the coaches are yelling at each other, and the managers are barking at each other. And
It's good. Nothing wrong with that.
Bobby Valentine said the Tampa Bay coaches were, what do you say, immature?
Considered a source.
This is from a man who wore funny nose and glasses in the dugout a couple of years ago. 2 strikes to Domet, back in the lineup today. He had a calf injury, made some pinch hitting appearances on the road trip. The designated hitter today, we might see him gradually work his way behind the plate with an intermediate stop in the outfield. And now Porcello misses inside, and there's still going to be people watching Porcello, who late in the 3rd inning got smoked by a smash off the bat of Mauer, and now had a few minutes for that leg to tighten up. Maybe.
Believe me, you'll feel it more. He'll feel it more tomorrow than he will right now. He's still, into the game and got a chance to get out there, and I'm sure between innings, keeping it stretched out.
Inside, 2-2. Domet, Plouffe, and Casilla trying to get something going for the Twins. They haven't scored, but they left 5 men on base.
Rick Porcello making his 8th career start here at Target Field. Now he's 3-3 with an ERA about 3.5, but over his last 5 outings here, he's 3-1 with a 2.78 earned run average. So he has enjoyed pitching here at Target Field.
Full count to Domet. Twins have had their leadoff man on once. That was in the 1st inning when Span got an infield hit. Crack to the gap. It won't be caught. Doman sent one to the warning track, and he has a leadoff double here in the 4th.
He's one guy in this lineup that the Twins got over the winter, that he had some injuries last year, but I think we saw his personality and his gamemanship when the Twins were thinking about putting him on a disabled list, and he said, no. He said, no way. I'm going to try to play through this calf that's bothering me a little bit. Yeah, and he missed some time, but he's out there right there, and he's a big part of the offense for the Twins.
Plouffe will hit, and we were talking before the game. We're roughly a quarter of the way through the season. The Twins have 3, maybe even 4 guys that if they drove in a few more runs than they did in the 1st quarter, and we certainly hope that's the case across the board, Twins are going to very likely have some guys drive in 100 runs or thereabouts in the middle of the lineup.
That's why I like Span and Revere at the top of the lineup, the table setters for these guys, the Willinghams, the Mauers, the Morneaus, and the Ryan Doman.
2 strikes.
Now Plouffe's job right here is get Doman over to 3rd base.
Well, within the commentary an inning or so ago, talking about the Detroit veteran hitters, Cabrera and Fielder hitting the ball to the opposite field, you hope that the Trevor Plouffes and the Danny Valencias of the world pay attention to that. There's a ground ball, and now Fielder thought about it, and Porcello with a belly flop on first base. Domet had stopped between 2nd and 3rd. Fielder looked like he was going to throw over there, and they would have had him hung up. But then Fielder decided, well, let's get the sure out at first, and Porcello is going to get the 3rd trip to the mound by the trainer.
Well, this time they're going to bring a towel right here, but a hustle by Porcello. You can see Porcello hesitated a second because he thought Fielder was going to go to 3rd. Instead, hustled over there and didn't think he could beat the foot race, so you know what? I'll dive with that ball in my bag or in my glove and hit the bag. So good hustle right there by Porcello.
All those years when we shook our heads when Nick Punto, a base runner, slid head first into first base, and now we have a pitcher doing it.
Yeah, and they're the best athlete on the field. Watch, your outfielders and infielders, you respect the pitcher. See Prince Fielder shaking them off. You're okay. Great play. Nice at bat by Plouffe, though. He hit it sharply, but Domet, you can't stop in between 2nd and 3rd. You have to either commit to go or stay.
Here's Casilla. Twins need to get Domet in from 3rd base. They've left too many men on, and it's a check swing strike to Casilla. Casilla walked in the 2nd inning, and it was ball 4 in that plate appearance that led to the first trip to the mound by the Detroit trainer. Porcello caught his spikes in his delivery and stumbled as he came through his follow-through. Then he was hit in the leg by a Mauer smash, and now does a belly flop in first base.
See, that was the Chuck Finley that I talk about, but he's normally already past the bag, and then he falls. Oh, Chuck's listening.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a trainer come to the mound 3 times for 3 different reasons. Middle infielder's back. They'll concede a run here if Casilla hits it to them. And he spins it foul over the Tiger dugout, 1-2. Casilla's walked just his 7th of the year against 22 strikeouts.
Most of his at-bats coming as a left-handed hitter, where he came into the game hitting 193. 6 of his 8 RBIs have come from this side of the plate. Just contact, get it past the pitcher if he can, or a ball deep enough to where Domit can tag up, or even a base hit.
And that'll roll towards second base. Domit will score. Casilla will reach on an infield hit. See if Kevin Rand comes to the mound one more time.
What, change gloves?
An infield hit. The Twins are on the board, and the Twins are taking target practice on Rick Porcello.
You know, there's some days you do go out on the pitcher and you feel like you have a big bullseye on your chest. Mauer got him in the calf area, and right here Casilla on a fastball up hits in and out of the glove of Porcello, so the Twins get a break as that ball hits the glove and then slowly trickles towards second base, and Casilla with his speed beat it out.
And we'll see if with his speed he tries to steal second base. Not on the first pitch, when the Tigers thinking the same thing, pitched out. Carroll with a bouncer to short his first time up.
Casilla picking up his 9th RBI of the year.
High chopper over the mound. And it'll be a double play. It ends the inning, but the Twins get a leadoff double from Domit and their first run of the game. Tigers hitting now, top of the 5th inning. Ryan Rayburn taking ball 1. He'll lead off the 5th, followed by Quinton Berry and Andy Dirks. There's that slow breaking ball. That one clocked at 72 miles per hour. That's almost Bob Tewksbury like.
Yeah, that's a big spinner right there. Same pitch that struck out Rayburn in the 3rd inning.
There it is again, and Rayburn was waiting for it.
He hung that one a little bit. Yeah, sometimes you can go back to the well too many times and that well dries up. That ball stayed up right there, and Rayburn waited back nicely and hit it sharply in the left.
Twins will be hosting Oakland for some holiday afternoon holiday afternoon baseball again tomorrow. First pitch 1:10, and it's a Schweigert $1 a dog day. The first 20,000 hot dogs will be sold for $1. Limit 2 per customer. Good seats available for the Athletic Series. Go to twinsbaseball.com or 833-TWINS. Barry bunts through a pitch, strike 1. Bunts the next one foul. So the Twins, who got a run in the bottom of the 4th, and largely because Trevor Plouffe hit the ball to the right side to advance the runner Domet from second to third. And now the Tigers trying to fundamentally move a runner along, and Barry's failed in his first 2 attempts.
You know what, and that's where the game has changed a lot. I mean, a guy like Barry that's been so many times in the minor leagues, he's a quick runner. He's got the bunt better than that, kind of jabbing at those 2 bunts. He wants to stay at the major league level. These are little things he has to do. Well, he got rewarded with a base hit, but he's got to lay down that bunt, which he had now.
A rocket up the middle. His second hit, he's reached all 3 times. And Rayburn goes to second base. So Walters back in a jam here quickly in the 5th inning. Andy Dirks singled and struck out.
Well, he got ahead in the count, and again, the ball down, and Barry taking it right back up the middle. Tigers get their 6th hit of the ball game.
When Walters pitched his complete game against the White Sox, it seemed as if he had a terrible time controlling his fastball, and then through the middle innings relied on his breaking pitch, and then rediscovered his fastball at the end. Here's a bunt, and Mauer will fire to Casillas, sacrifice advancing both runners. And I'm not so sure we haven't seen kind of the same thing today, where he just doesn't seem to have the command of his fastball and is trying to get through the middle innings with his off-speed stuff.
His secondary pitches, yeah. Again, to me, everything keys off the fastball, but if you don't have it, then you have to go to plan B.
And plan B here in this plate appearance might be intentionally walking Cabrera, even though Fielder has 8 hits in the series. They pitched to Cabrera in the 1st inning, and he rifled an RBI single to right. Walters got Cabrera to chase a couple of off-speed pitches, those slow curves, and got him for the final out of the 3rd inning by rolling one up the first baseline.
Ron, you wanted to jump in here with a thought on Walters.
Yeah, Dick and I did the game in Chicago, and the same thing happened when we were 4th, 5th, and 6th. He lost command of the fastball. He was misfiring either up and out where he was kind of rushing, or the compensation was he was throwing it in the dirt. The changeup and the breaking ball were the 2 pitches that got him through those innings. And it seems like he's doing the same thing now, where he's just not really in control of his body to throw that fastball where he wants to in the middle of this ball game here. And that just seems kind of odd to me with the fastball. I have not seen that from a lot of pitchers through the years.
I always found out, there are certain parts of the ball game, maybe not this situation, a couple of runners on, but you have a pitch to waste. And there's a fastball right there. He tried to run in, and you don't mind evening the count. You don't want to work on if you're having trouble with a pitch in this situation. But if you get a hitter like 1 ball, 2 strikes, and you're having trouble with a curveball, that's a good time to work on it. And that's where starters have a little more flexibility, I guess, than relievers do. You can work on things. Change up missing low there.
2-1.
It almost seems like right now from field level that he's dropping his arm too. He's really coming more of a three-quarter delivery as opposed to earlier in the game. He was a little more up on top.
2-1 to Cabrera. High pop-up, very short right field. In fact, Casillas is under it. And so Cabrera goes after the curve and pops it up 2 down.
Yeah, he's got good spin on that curve, and we see different speeds right there. And even though he left it up, Cabrera, he doesn't miss too many pitches like this. He just got underneath it. So even great hitters get themselves out.
AT&T trivia question. Who are the two Detroit first basemen to hit 50 home runs in a season?
His dad was one of them. Prince Fielder.
Cecil.
Cecil. Yeah.
Well, now Fielder will be walked to get Bosch up with the bases loaded. Didn't Norm Cash have a power year 1 year back? I know he won a batting title 1 year, but I want to say Norm Cash is the other one. Well, they'll be loaded up here. The Tigers have gotten 2 runs, but in reality, they could have done more scoring in the first. They certainly could have done more scoring in the 4th inning. And now Walters will try to wriggle out of this mess in the 5th.
Norm Cash, the great hitter for the Detroit Tigers. I remember Nolan Ryan, they said, was pitching a no-hitter against him. Cash came up in the 9th inning and had struck out 2 times before, not even close. And he went upstairs and broke a table leg and went up the home plate with the table leg. He said, you know, I can't hit you with my bat. I'm going to try this to try to distract Nolan Ryan. Of course, you know, he had to go get his bat, but Nolan Ryan continued to pitch his no-hitter against the Tigers.
Big spot here in the 5th inning. Loaded up, 2 down, and Bosch at the plate. Bounced into the inning-ending double play in the 1st inning and then walked and stole a base in the 4th. Inside again, the fastball just seems to be everywhere but the strike zone.
Yeah, looks like he wants it inside. He's just pushing it inside, as he did to the Cabrera that bat.
One and 0. Took a little bit off and hit the corner. 1-1. You know, you brought up a good point about his breaking pitch, and I think we've seen it within his fastball too. He doesn't seem to throw the same pitch, the same velocity. Even the base hit that started this inning, one curve was 72, the next one was 74. It just was hung, as you said, and whacked into left field.
Yeah, that's where a curveball is like a changeup. You can throw at different speeds. Good fastball there. Excuse me, a changeup at 76.
So now he's got Bosch in a pitcher's count.
Now we might see the harder curveball right here than the soft curveball. Jeff Manship, who just joined the ball club today, warming up in the bullpen.
Tigers open the inning with a pair of hits. Walters trying to leave the bases full. Just missed the corner. As close as he's come to throwing a strike with a fastball this inning.
I think we've seen Larry Vanover give more away than in. And take a look at this pitch right here on our Fox track. Just a bit inside. Brought to you by Window Concepts.
Now Prince Fielder wants timeout. He's got a shoelace issue.
Tom Brookings making sure that he's okay. Brookins. Yeah, big pitch right here, 2-2. You don't want to go 3-2 because then the runners would be taking off. You want something to happen right here, hopefully an out.
Bounce foul. And a fastball that looked like Bosch was late on. So you throw enough of the soft stuff and hitters might be tempted to wait on that, and then maybe you can sneak a fastball by.
That's what he tried to do right there.
Tigers left 2 men on in the 4th inning. After having the bases loaded with 1 out, now they're loaded with 2 out.
20th pitch of the inning for Walters.
80th in the ball game. Got him. Came back inside and got the corner, and Bosch doesn't like it. It hasn't been a smooth ride through 5 innings, but P.J. Walters gets through the 5th, and the Tigers leave the bases full.
Day weekend afternoon, and of course right now it's time to get inside the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle. $100 in scratch-off tickets to this young man right here, 84 years old, Bert. He's a World War II veteran, as you can clearly see by this sign. This was on his bucket list to be circled by a Hall of Famer. What a thrill is this for you, Alan?
It's the greatest day of my life.
Really, to be circled by Bert Blyleven?
That, and having my granddaughter and her husband for a Father's Day treat to bring me up, because I'm not capable of driving, any more distances. And thanks to these lovely people, I've got the best day of my life.
God bless you, and thank you so much for what you've done for this country. Your day is tomorrow, obviously, a Memorial Weekend. You've been circled by a Hall of Famer, and now we'll get that Twins win that you promised me about an hour ago. We're going to get it done today, guys.
Well, believe me, thank you, Kevin, and you tell Alan that he's the Hall of Famer.
Pretty nice there, Kevin. Thank you very much. 2-0 to Denard Span. A single in the first. He was called out on strikes in the third. 3-0.
Porcello has walked a couple. He has struck out a couple. Twins have been able to get 4 hits here with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Span an infield base hit in his first at bat.
Down the middle of strike. Span, Revere, and Mauer. Twins love to get some speed on the bases here in this 5th inning as they look for at least the tying run. Chopper right side. Easy play for Rayburn, and Span's retired, 1 away. Sundays on Fox Sports North, Tom Brokaw brings you Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. And coming up tonight, it's Brooks Robinson. Boys in the Hall, Sundays presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. So 1 down in the 5th, Ben Revere to the plate. Got an infield hit his last time up. Laid down a bunt. Cabrera threw it wildly, and Revere ended up at second base. Strike on the outside corner. Takes the ball, 1-1.
Mentioned earlier, Rick Porcello making his 99th career start. He has 41 wins, 34 losses for the Tigers.
Ripped to the gap. And Kelly is able to cut it off. Revere held to a single, but he smoked that ball, and now he's at first with 1 away.
Max Scherzer started yesterday, 111 starts, no complete games. And here Porcello, 99th career start, no complete games. And that ball left right there. Ben Revere waiting back nicely. And Kelly does a good job of cutting it off, like you mentioned, Dick, to keep Revere at first.
That'll bring up Mauer, a fly to center, and then the wicked one-hopper off the left leg of Porcello in the 3rd inning. It was a very important out in that inning. Willingham was hit on the next pitch, and then Morneau struck out. The Twins left a couple of men aboard. Revere takes off, and Avila's throw not in time. Revere with a swipe of second. And the tying runs in scoring position.
And Ben Revere picking up his 3rd stolen base of the year for the Twins, their 23rd in 30 opportunities. So a head-first slide by Ben Revere. Got a good jump right there. Avila's throw, a good throw. Short hop by Peralta. But Revere using the back of the bag to keep that hand on the bag.
Pitch called a ball to Mauer. Low 2-0. We've got most games now, Span and Revere hitting 1-2, and different type of ball players. They both run very well, but different type of sliding techniques. Denard Span never slides head first, and Revere always does.
Yeah, I don't know, Dick, if there's a, I think it's just everybody's got their own preference on how to get to second base or steal a bag.
I know the training staff would prefer feet first slides. How many players have we had over the years come out of the game because of a busted thumb or
I
jammed
can think
finger?
of Nick Punto as one that always did that, but then he tried to feet first and it didn't work, and he went back to head first. So.
Matt Tolbert, Michael Ryan, 3-0 to Mauer, and he takes a strike. And then you go, well, what about the feet first slide? That has to be safer. Then you remember J.J. Hardy and his feet first slide into third base, and he jammed his thumb, and that pretty much.
One of the best all time, Pete Rose. He always slid head first.
Yeah.
He left the ground to slide.
Hit home runs. You don't have to slide. Here's a drive to the gap. Mauer doesn't hit a home run, but he's got an RBI extra base hit. Revere scores, and it's 2 apiece.
Well, there you go. P.J. Walters working out of the 4th and 5th inning with runners in scoring position, able to get that third out, allows the Twins to come up with a big hit, and that off the bat of Joe Mauer. Splits the gap in right center, picking up his 21st RBI on his 12th double.
And that gets activity in the Tiger bullpen. Willingham, in a game after he struck out 4 times in 4 plate appearances, has reached twice without putting the ball in play. They walked him in the first. Porcello hit him in the third. Strike at the knees. What we've seen here in this 5th inning, or through the middle innings, pitchers who are having a hard time commanding their fastball. In Walter's case, he was missing the strike zone, side to side, up and down. Porcello, his last 2 fastballs, well, at least the one to Revere and the one to Mauer, right down the middle of the plate. That's almost as bad as missing side to side.
Yeah, he fell behind on Joe Mauer, then came in with a pitch, and Joe hit the double.
This one hit over the glove of the second baseman Rayburn. Mauer to third. They're going to wave him in. Kelly comes up with a throw cut off by Fielder, and the Twins have the lead 3-2. And the veteran right-handed hitter gets a big hit to the opposite field.
He kind of jammed himself, but Willingham's so strong, he just kind of pushed it out there and just over the leaping Ryan Rayburn into right field. Kind of jammed himself, but he's so strong. You see Rayburn trying to get up, and Joe Mauer had to wait to make sure that ball hit grass and then took off, and Steve Little said, just keep going, Joe. And with Joe scoring, the Twins take a 3-2 lead. So Willingham picks up his team leading now 28 RBI.
And now Morneau. Warning track fly ball to left in the first inning, and then he went down swinging in the third.
Ron Coomer, yeah, you were built a lot like Willingham. I mean, good at bat right there. He fought it off.
Very good at bat. As you guys said, and Dick, you said earlier, he's been struggling a little bit here as of late, and he's been kind of jumpy and getting out in front of the breaking pitches. And whenever you're doing that, as you guys have said many times, if you're struggling, what you really want to do is let that ball get to you and jam yourself and shoot the ball the other way. That's exactly what he did, and he tried it the at-bat before. He got hit right in the elbow. This one at least was a strike. He let the ball get deep, and to me, that's the big key when you're struggling, is let the ball get to you.
Boy, it sounds a lot easier said than done, doesn't it?
I can really do it from over here now.
Looks easy from where you're at, and up here, it's not.
1-1 to Morneau, with the Tigers again pitching Morneau away. Lifted to left field, and Dirks with the catch. So Morneau has hit 2 deep flies to left field, with the Tigers pitching him away He just hasn't quite squared one up yet.
Yeah, it just seemed like he pulled off a little bit. Ron Coomer, you're down there. It seemed like on that one right there, he just kind of, you know how Justin sometimes falls back and then utilizes his hands, just got it off the end of the bat rather than driving into it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The other thing, too, is when you're looking to get the ball out in front of you just a little bit, and the pitch is a good pitch like you're talking about away and down, you really have to have perfect timing. He was just a little bit out in front of that ball.
Willingham goes to second and steals. Josh Willingham with his second steal of the year, and I don't know if Rick Porcello was surprised. I was.
Well, you know what? I mean, here's a guy that, you know, almost like a Carlton Fisk or somebody like that. You don't pay attention to them. They are gamey enough. They know the game. They'll take that extra base. So, you know, not paying any attention to him. Now they'll go ahead and walk Ryan Domit, but we got a good jump. And for Josh Willingham, that's his 31st career stolen base, and he's only been caught 7 times. So it's timing. He timed that perfectly.
He might be in the leadoff spot tomorrow. Hey, Joe Madden did that. He took Carlos Pena, who was his cleanup batter. Pena was struggling. The Rays were struggling. They put Pena in the leadoff spot, and they've done very well since they did
well,
that.
You know, you give Pena a little bit of different look at what his job is, and gets more at-bats to hopefully find that swing.
When the Twins had their 4-game winning streak on the last road trip, in situations like this, they got one big 2-out hit after another, and they're looking for one now from Plouffe. 2 on, 2 out. Swings through the breaking ball. Plouffe lined to left field his first time up, and then after Domit's leadoff double in the 4th, he hit the ball sharply to Fielder, who in this plate appearance too is playing him 30 feet off the line. Bounce to third, and Cabrera soft tosses it to Rayburn to end the inning. Good inning for the Twins, though. They string 3 hits together and score a couple of runs to take the lead.
For the Twins game on Monday as we take on the Athletics. We'll see clouds and breaks of sunshine. Game time temperature at 79 degrees with the winds out of the southwest between 10 to 20 miles per hour.
Should be a beautiful day at the ballpark. Right now 88.
Oh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot.
All right, you're a Floridian. I'm a Minnesotan. I haven't quite adjusted to this yet. We're going to go to Kansas City on the next road trip.
We don't have a tie.
I know. I'm
very
loving
nice.
it.
I like it.
1 strike to Alex Avila. Walters handed a lead now. He's done a nice job The first two batters he faced scored, but he's kept the Tigers in check since then.
Yeah, he's really done a good job with runners in scoring position, where the Tigers in the first two games took advantage and scored a lot of runs with 2 outs, and Walters has pretty much shut the door.
Way out in front of the breaking ball, and it's rolled up the line foul.
It's not the innings that you'd like as a pitcher to go out there and, always pitch out of that stretch position and have to make good pitches, but he has been able to make some good pitches. Got the double play off the bat of Don Kelly to end the 4th, and then struck out Bosch to end the 5th.
Walters has had at least one runner in scoring position in every inning except the second, when he sent the Tigers down 1-2-3. Avila started that inning with a fly ball to center. In the 4th, a fly ball to right.
Now the Tigers just 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position today, where they came in 14 for 26 the first 2 games.
What they did in Cleveland is more what they've done here today. They were 3 for 28, and everybody's frustrated, and Jim Leland can't figure out why his team isn't scoring runs, and then they have a couple of good games here, and everybody relaxes a little bit. Jim Leland in today's Detroit paper, I thought, had an interesting analogy, because there are such high expectations for his Tiger team, and it's as disappointed as we've been with how the Twins have played. There might be a different type of disappointment with how the Tigers have played. They're 2 games below 500, and a lot of people thought they were on their way to 100, 110 wins this year. 2-2 to Avila, and now 3-2.
But they started off slowly last year too, and then picked it up and won the division. They're only 4 games behind the Cleveland Indians.
But there are fans in Detroit that want this coach fired and that coach fired and the manager replaced and all that.
Did they want to coach it themselves, these people?
Just off the plate, a slow breaking ball misses, and Avila draws a leadoff walk in another inning. The 4th so far, where the Tigers get their leadoff man on. Peralta will hit next. If you're hitting the road, take the Twins with you. You can subscribe to MLB.tv and see every Twins out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit twinsbaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Home territory blackout restrictions apply.
Yeah, that walk for Walters, his 5th of the ball game. Now, one of them was an intentional walk. He's also hit a batter, and that being Johnny Peralta in the 4th inning. And Peralta's at bat, and Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, on his way out to talk to P.J. Walters.
The analogy Jim Leland used in the Detroit Free Press today was, look, we've got coaches, they're teachers. They can teach you all day long. When the test is handed out, they can't take the test for you. And I think baseball fans everywhere would be good to be reminded of that. Ultimately, it comes down to the performance on the field, and the coaches don't have anything to do with that. How players react to different situations, how they respond in critical at-bats. There's only so much a coach can do.
Well, let's take Rick Anderson, for example. He walks off the mound right here after his meeting with Walters. I mean, what more can he do to try to get these starters to be a little more consistent, to trust their stuff, to go about their business and take their bull by the horn and put good quality innings together? It's been a struggle, but I'll tell you what, Rick Anderson works his tail end off to try to get the Twins back into their winning ways.
Driven to the gap in left center. Willingham lets it bounce. It's a base hit, and there'll be runners at first and second.
Now, a lot of times we'll see Rick Anderson go out there and talk, and the next pitch is a ground ball, double play. That was not a very good visit for Rick Anderson right there. Whatever he told him didn't work.
It was a pop quiz for P.J. Walters, and he failed.
Well, I agree with you, Dick, what Jim Leland was talking about. Coaches, I mean, they work hard. And there's Jeff Gray starting to loosen up. We'll see if they can get another double play off the bat of Don Kelly.
Corner infielders up. This one bunted in the air. And Plouffe catches it for the out. So what this game may come down to is the Tigers' inability to bunt. Now, Quentin Berry in the 5th failed twice and got a base hit, but they didn't score that inning. Yep. And now Kelly pops the ball up on the first bunt.
Yeah, he kind of took the bat out of the hot-hitting Dirks, when he was unable to get the bunt down. And Dirks ended up having to sacrifice, and right there, Kelly asked her sacrifice and popped it up. So runners have to stay at first and second.
Rayburn, the batter, a single his last time up. You know, it looks bad when a team like the Angels fires its hitting coach, and then suddenly there are results. The team's winning more games, they're scoring more runs, and people say, well, Albert Pujols, he's hitting home runs. The main reason the Angels are doing better is Mike Trout, who's come up, and, well, he looks like he's going to be an awfully good player for a long time. Bounce to third.
Turn it.
Plouffe to Casilla. Double play. The 7th ground ball double play. Turn behind P.J. Walters, and he comes off the mound in the 6th with the lead. Light 6th inning now on the Coors Light Freeze Cam.
Well, go back to the first inning. Miguel Cabrera base hit, an RBI base hit in the first inning. And then Alexi Casilla kind of sneaks in behind him with Justin Morneau throwing the ball, and Cabrera's tagged out at first base.
The Frostbrewed Coors Light Freeze Cam. And at the time, we all thought that was a novel out. I don't know that we realized at the time how big of an out that was. Tigers got 2. The Twins clawed their way back, took the lead, and now Casilla leads off the bottom of the 6th against Rick Porcello. A swinging bunt. Safe. So Casilla with a walk. A single in the 4th and a run scored on an infield hit. A ball lined off of Porcello's glove, and now a swinging bunt that might be better than any of Casilla's regular bunts this year.
We have seen Casilla at times kind of push it, you know, say past the pitcher, but right there he tried to push it, but hit it right off the end of the bat, which deadened the ball. Avila comes out, and the throw, again, right behind Casilla. And Casilla beat it out, his second hit.
Carroll in a likely bunting situation here. I would think, unless Casilla decides to steal. Carroll has hit 2 ground balls, 1 to short, 1 to second. The 1 to second initiated a double play.
Well, Casilla has been perfect in stolen base attempts. He's 7 for 7.
Nothing on the first pitch, ball 1. Now what the Twins, of course, could do is steal him to second, bunt him to third.
And the thing about Jamie Carroll, he's such a good handler with a bat. He would also be a guy that they could hit and run with, because a lot of his, base hits are the other way. So you could put a little hit and run on. And Ron Gardenhire had too many games late in the game. Here we are in the 6th inning. He could do a hit and run. Now he showed bunt, but pulled away for ball 2.
With the hot hitting Span on deck, Carroll has taken 2 pitches.
Right, little extra time looking at Steve Little at third base, going through the signs. Is he asked to bunt again, or do they put the hit and run on? Because you know it's probably going to be a fastball right here.
Casilla goes, swung on and missed. And Casilla overslides the bag with the head first slide. That's one of the reasons players are discouraged from sliding in head first. It's so much easier to slide off the bag.
Well, Casilla, first time he got caught this year in 8 attempts, got a great jump. Avila's throw, you see Casilla beats it, but his momentum takes him past that bag. He couldn't hold on to it, and he's tagged out by Peralta.
Carroll taps it foul, 2-2.
Well, you want to kind of grab that corner, and that ball, his hand kind of slipped over the bag, and you really have nothing else to grab onto.
You can try to hook it with your toe, but that's not easily done. So he had it stolen, but then slid past the bag, and technically he's caught stealing. 2-2. And there's the base hit to right.
Yeah.
So Carroll aboard. Second hit of the inning.
Well, how many times in the game does that happen? You know, I don't know, maybe the pitcher says, okay, I got that guy out. I'm going to throw a fastball here, and there's another base hit. And Jim Leland on his way out.
We have a pitching change here with Leland. You never know. It's time for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Well, P.J. Walters has been kind of like Houdini here this afternoon. He's worked out of some jams. He's been clocked as high as 91, and Rick Porcello at 94.
No pitching change.
He just came out. I'm sure. How are you feeling? You know, Porcello right at 102 pitches. Now, his last 3 starts for Rick Porcello, he came out of the ball game at exactly 100 pitches. The most he's thrown in a ball game is 105.
You know what? It was actually 105 and 107, but they backed it off because they didn't want to tempt fate that if he threw more than 100, he'd
blow up.
So here's Span, 1 for 3 today. Got an infield hit, was given a generous scoring ruling. And now back to Porcello.
Now that's a good trip.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Another double play that should have been turned. We saw Peralta do that in Detroit. And it won't be a double play. Span will be the third runner at first here this inning.
I was going to say that was a good trip by Jim Leland, but maybe you should have talked to Peralta too. That's a double play that has to be made.
AT&T trivia. I believe Norm Cash and Cecil Fielder, but I've been wrong before. Hank Greenberg. Wow.
No, I didn't face him.
You know, I remember the year that Cecil Fielder hit 50, and you remember it too. That was a big deal because nobody had done it for such a long time. And then, you know, a few years later, people were hitting 70 a year. We didn't even stop in the 60s. We went from 50 home runs being a huge deal to 70.
Yeah, I think George Foster in the National League hit 50 or more.
See if the Twins try to create a run here, being given an extra out. Span does not go on the first pitch, and Revere takes a strike. Revere with 2 hits, both singles. Long hold, big leg kick, and ball 1. Span with 5 steals in 8 tries. Twins have stolen twice in this ball game. Revere and Willingham. Yes. Close. He just got back. So Porcello waited on the prior pitch, held the ball a long time, and then as soon as he came into the stretch position, he snapped the throw over to Fielder and nearly picked him off.
Yeah, Porcello does have that high leg kick like you mentioned, Dick, and you know that's where a good runner can steal off of him. But all Porcello has to do is try to not always throw at the same time. Hold it a couple times.
Span goes, and the pitch chopped over the mound, and Peralta had a foot on the bag when he fielded the ground ball, and that ends the inning. A couple of hits for the Twins, no damage done. It's a 1-run lead for the Twins as we go to the 7th. game and some weirdness here today.
Well, some tricky plays by the Twins. What we've seen is right there. Watch Justin Morneau get Cabrera out at first base. That in the first inning. And then the rundown right there. Prince Fielder does a good job as Dirk scores the second run in the first inning. Joe Mauer with an RBI double. That coming in the 2-run fifth inning for the Twins as Willingham knocks in the third run for the Twins to take a 3-2 lead.
And that's where we're at. The Twins again get a serviceable start from P.J. Walters. We've seen him in his 3 prior starts be sharper, but he persevered, fought through some situations, and he's given the Twins what they would take 162 times a year. 6 innings, and they got a chance to win the ball game.
I think he pitched a great game only because he worked out of so many jams to a ball club that came in and was really getting big hits. He worked out of jams, and it was a chore for him for 6 innings, but he kept the. After 2 runs in the first inning, you put zeros on the board. Maybe they weren't the prettiest innings, but Tigers were unable to score off of them after the first.
Quinton Berry will face Jared Burton here in the 7th. Slap foul, 1 strike. Berry, Dirks, and Cabrera.
Now Burton worked in yesterday's ball game. Worked 1 shutout inning through 12 pitches, 11 for strikes.
There have been too few games like this for the Twins where things are set up for the bullpen, which has been very good. Doesn't mean it's a lead pipe cincher. We got time called with a beach ball on the field. But this part of the game has been the strength of this Twins team, the bullpen. And we've seen some outings as of late where the relievers have really struggled. And again, Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson think it's because they've had too many other innings to pitch this year. Swing and a miss.
Well, they would know better than anybody. They're there. You know, they see it on a nightly basis.
Carl Pavano with a short start yesterday, and when you have so many short starts as the Twins have, eventually it shows up in the bullpen. We'll see how Burton can fare here today. Little roller to short. Carroll gets rid of it quickly, 1 down. Tuesday evening, the Twins and A's will be holding court at Target Field. It's a Sports Authority Value Pack game. Purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch View seats, and you'll get a free Schweigert hot dog and a Pepsi. Line up your tickets for Tuesday night's game. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. 1 gone. Here's Andy Dirks. Dirks dropped down a sacrifice his last time up. Singled and scored in the first, struck out in the third. Down and away, ball 1. Flared foul. Tigers make 2 more trips here to Minnesota in the middle of August. And then at the very end of September, last homestand of the year, last home series of the year. They hope by then, and there's an outside chance even in the middle of August, that Victor Martinez might be able to rejoin the club. 2-1. Now, there are those who followed the Tigers last year who said that Martinez got more clutch hits than anybody else for Detroit last year, hitting behind Miguel Cabrera. Been out with some knee issues this year. He does not need the second surgery that was expected. So they are hopeful that they will get some help from Victor Martinez as their designated hitter after all. 2-1 to Dirks. 3-1 with Cabrera on deck.
You know, Dick, I was just kind of looking back in the book, and again, I haven't done all the games this year, but maybe you can help me. This might be the first time that Burton has been out there on back-to-back days. You know, the Twins have really tried to, you know, he had shoulder surgery back in April of last year.
Casilla flags it down and has no play. Knocked it down, in fact, loved it, but Dirks flying down the line gets an infield hit.
That was a great play by Casilla because it looked like it was going to get into center field, and out of nowhere came the speedy Casilla to at least dive and and have a chance. Look how far he had to go for this ball, right off the tip of his glove, but really where he's at right there. Great effort right there, and decides to hold on to the ball.
Here's Cabrera.
Dirks gets his second hit of the ball game, the 8th for the Tigers.
To center. Span is there. It sounded like Cabrera broke his bat, and he's gone on one pitch. So 2 away in the 7th. And that'll bring up Prince Fielder. It's been quite a series for Fielder, who a week ago was in the throes of an 0 for 22 slump.
Well, the roller coaster ride of a very good career for Prince Fielder. This guy has tremendous power.
He got 3 hits on Friday night, was 4 for 4 yesterday. He's 1 for 1 with 2 walks. Tap foul. He's come to the plate 12 times. The Twins have gotten him out twice.
Yeah, on Friday night, and he hit the ball all over the ballpark, too. It wasn't like, he's just pulling everything. Saw one to left, one to right. There's up the middle. Another ball in the gap.
So Burton has his hands full here. 1 strike and a bouncer, foul, 2 strikes. Fielder today walked in the 1st, doubled in the 4th, walked in the 5th. I'd like to believe that the bullpen can do its job, and this might be the last time we see Fielder, or for that matter Cabrera, in this series. And he's going to get another hit. It cost him a bat. Dirks will hold up at second base.
Yeah, his 9th hit of the series. And again, we see the strength right there of Prince Fielder. Ball up, he just fought it off. Kind of like what Ron Coomer was talking about Willingham, letting that ball get deep into the zone as he's shaking that left hand, but just fought it off and hit it into short left field.
So Burton's given up an infield hit to Dirks, and now a 2-out busted bat flare by Fielder. And he's got to face Brennan Bosch with the tying run at second and 2 down. Burton going behind the mound to stretch. And Tigers have left a lot of men on here through the middle innings, and now they've got 2 aboard again here in the 7th. Chop foul. And there's some eyes in the dugout, I think, watching Burton, who seemed a little tight, trying to stretch his back and his legs before the first pitch to Bosch. Remember that happened earlier this year, and they came out to check on him, and he said, "No, I'm fine."
Everything but jumping jacks.
1 strike to Bosch. And he turns inside, and Dirks was headed toward third base, but the Twins didn't have second base occupied. One strike to Brennan Bosch. And now 2 strikes. C is going to come in for some rosin and have a word with Burton.
Well, with the middle infield playing pretty deep, and maybe Casilla doing that, Dirks is he's going to try to get the best jump he can. So as that left knee comes up, Dirks is going to be taken off.
Casilla swung way over toward the foul line.
Mm-hmm.
2 strikes for the Tigers' designated hitter. Back to Burton. And he makes the play and survives the 7th inning, and the Tigers leave 2 more on. By McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
You know, before the ball game, there was a young man up there, Grant, who is 8 years old. He's here for Make-A-Wish. That's his dad right there. And Mom. That's his dad, and I believe his mother's in the background. But Grant is in there. He's Make-A-Wish. He's fighting leukemia. He's on the road to recovery. He had a chance there he is. I just saw him in that blue shirt. But he had a chance earlier today to play, I don't know what that game is. I'm not a game player, but with Joe Mauer on the big screen.
I think that's Mauer's game, yeah.
PlayStation?
Yeah, of all the people to play it against, you're playing it against, or playing against the guy who's the spokesperson for it.
Yeah, MLB The Show. There's a family right there, and you know what? I told them I would circle them, and they are all hereby circled.
Well, the Twins hoping to send him and everyone else home with a win here. Nice job by Jared Burton getting through the 7th. We would anticipate Glenn Perkins pitching in the 8th inning. Matt Capps the 9th if this plays out the way the guys in the dugout hope.
And a great job by Make-A-Wish. What a great program, fulfilling a dream for Grant to meet Joe Mauer and play him in that MLB game. And super day all around. So far, so good for the Twins with that 1-run lead.
And Mauer will lead off the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Willingham and Morneau, and a new Detroit pitcher coming in.
Dwayne Belo coming in. He's making his 13th appearance. He's done a good job out of the bullpen. He's worked 20 2/3 innings. He's allowed only 15 hits with only 3 walks and 19 strikeouts.
Mauer doubled and scored his last time up. He's hit the ball sharply twice. He nearly took Rick Porcello out of the game with a 1-hop smash in the 3rd inning. Over the top, strike 1.
Yeah, Belo, a left-hander, does go straight over the top, almost like Scott Diamond a little bit.
One strike to Mauer. And now in the dirt. Looks like the first place Indians might lose again. The White Sox are up on them 10-5.
Yeah, the Oakland A's coming in tomorrow for another day game on Memorial Day. It will be Scott Diamond on the mound against the Oakland A's. And their first meetings of the year.
Little breaking ball left up and in, 2-1. There's Glenn Perkins warming up. Looks like he'll get the 8th inning. Twins trying to add on a run or two, maybe more here in the 7th. Very high. Belo's been all over the place. The Twins bullpen now has just 2 left-handers, Perkins and Dunsing, with Liriano announced yesterday as an added member of the rotation. He'll start here Wednesday against Oakland. Fouled back. 3-2. And so the Twins did make the move today, adding Jeff Manship. We saw him warming up earlier in the bullpen when Walters was struggling through the middle innings. And the Twins designated for assignment Eric Komatsu. And the anticipation is that the Washington Nationals will reclaim him. And his time in the Twins organization is over with. That's what's expected to happen. Mauer with another rocket. And he's been right on the ball in his last 3 at-bats. And that'll bring up Willingham.
You know, coming into the ball game, Mauer over his last 14 ball games hitting .351. So he came into this game and this series swinging a hot bat, and he continues with his 2nd hit.
Willingham has reached all 3 times with a walk. He was hit by a pitch, and then he pushed a base hit over the outstretched glove of Ryan Rayburn in the 5th inning when the Twins scored a couple of runs. Nearly thrown away. Belo can thank Fielder that time for getting a glove on the ball. Just one additional note on Komatsu. You're wondering, well, what's the deal with him? Remember, he was a Rule 5 pickup. The Twins inherited the Rule 5 obligation, but now will surrender the option to the Nationals to pick him up.
Yeah, if they want, then he could. They designated for assignment. He could still end up in AAA if nobody picks him up.
It's a cheap look for an organization to acquire a player. 50 grand. It's half of that for the original team to get him back. So the expectation is that the Nationals will write a check for 25 grand and take the player back. 1-0 to Willingham. A high fly to right center field. Berry with the catch. And Mauer looks to see where the throw is going and holds up at first. 1 down. That'll bring up Morneau. Twins were taken down by injuries last season, so what did the lessons learned in 2011 teach them about how to handle the setbacks they face this year? Read Tyler Mason's story at foxsportsnorth.com.
You know, go back to Komatsu. He's a young man right here that was a Rule 5 player that, he just needs to play. So wherever he is at, he just needs some at-bats. He didn't get to play a lot for the Twins in the amount of time he was here.
And his playing time severely crimped once Ben Revere showed up. Here's Morneau. And he pops one foul over the Tiger dugout. The bottom line is the Twins are back to 13 pitchers with just 3 bench players available to them today: Mastroianni, Butera, and Dozier.
Sad to say, Dick, until that starting staff does maybe what Walters did, and that's at least go 6 or more innings, it's going to continue to have more pitchers than everyday players.
Swing and a miss, and Morneau tried to jerk one into the seats and right.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Belo, straight over the top. A little slider that was down in the strike zone.
So Belo gets ahead of Morneau, 0-2. Mauer is picked off. Fielder's throw in time to get him 2 down. So the Twins stole Willingham successfully. They send Mauer here, and Belo picks him off.
Yeah, he just went on first movement right here, and Belo just tossing it over to Fielder, and a good strong throw over to Peralta from Prince Fielder to get Joe Mauer for the 2nd out.
So based on what you said before, Morneau will follow with a double here.
Or maybe a blast.
High fly to center. Berry coming in to end the inning. To the 8th we go. It's still 3-2.
By the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Twins with 15 wins on the year, 9 of them have been one-run wins. So we're used to being in close ball games when we have one. And the Twins are in one of those ball games here today. Glenn Perkins will try to keep it that way.
Yeah, third straight game that Glenn Perkins has worked in this series. In last night's game, he worked the 9th inning. He threw 10 pitches in a shutout inning. He did strike out a couple batters, and then here on Friday night, he needed only 7 pitches to retire the Tigers in order in the 8th inning.
Alex Avila will lead things off. He'll be followed by Johnny Peralta and then Don Kelly. Avila 0 for 2 with a walk. Headed up the middle and past Casilla on the first pitch. Avila reaches for a leadoff single. Sounded like another busted bat.
Hey, geez, Steve, you know what? I bet you Avila looking fastball because Perkins, like I said, last couple nights has been fastball, hard slider. I'm sure he's looking fastball. Hit it right back up the middle as Perkins falls off the mound a little bit. That ball hit over his shoulder into center field.
Now Johnny Peralta. Gerald Laird has come in to pinch run for Avila. Delman Young is on deck. Peralta has reached his last 2 times up. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. He singled in the 6th. Twins have been helped by 3 ground ball double plays here today. Missing the inside corner, 1-1.
That slider, a little like a cutter, just missing inside.
1-1 to Peralta. Blue fires to first, and the lead runner advances to second. Laird moves to second on the slowly hit ground ball. Before Delman Young comes to the plate, our Coors Light cold hard fact.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. You know, the Tigers, the first 2 games of the series, hitting with runners in scoring position, where they came into this series in Cleveland, not doing a very good job. Well, excuse me, I'm read that all wrong. Since then, they're only 1 for 16. Let's leave it that way.
Young, the batter. 3 hits here on Friday night. Swing and a miss here. 1 strike.
We do that over again. It's one thing about baseball. How many times I was out there throwing a pitch and I had called timeout about halfway when that ball got toward home plate, but they wouldn't stop.
It's the inside corner, 1-1. Take 2.
All right, let's take a look. The Tigers started the series 14 for 21 with runners in scoring position, but since that time they're only 1 out of their last 16 opportunities. That's better. Thank you. I'm still in the Cleveland series for the Tigers. Sorry about that.
1-2 to Delmon Young.
But that's the ups and downs of a season right there. They came in not hitting well, and then they got hot, and then they went cold again. And let's hope they stay cold, at least for 4 more outs. Or 5 more outs.
1-2 to Delmon Young.
Wow, good pitch.
Perkins has been denied that inside corner at least twice.
Well, I've said it before, some umpires, you can see where he sets up, Vanover, and a ball just a bit inside.
2-2. Now breaking pitch, flip foul. Another foul. So Young having another one of those plate appearances with the man in scoring position. This time the runner is the backup catcher, Gerald Laird.
Nasty slider right there. Delmon Young swinging over the top. So a good at bat for Delmon Young, and it was Perkins. Everything inside, and then that hard slider down and in. And Perkins picks up a big strikeout.
So 2 down, Laird still at second, and here is Ryan Rayburn. Half swing and a strike. 97 miles per hour out of the left hand of Glenn Perkins. Very high 1-1. Rayburn singled in the 5th. Bounced into a double play his last time up, struck out in the 3rd. Perkins has given Rayburn 2 upper 90s fastballs. Staring him down here and now ready. Slider fouled away.
Yeah, Perkins first faced Rayburn here on Friday night. Rayburn hit a fly ball to right field to Ben Revere. See if he can do it again.
I say we take that again. What
yes. One of those sacrifice flies with 2 outs.
1-2. Got him. A scoreless 7th by Burton, a scoreless 8th by Perkins, and the Twins still lead by a run.
Anticipating a big Twins win today, and stay with us right after the game gets over for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll take a look at the start by P.J. Walters, who is wiggling his way out of trouble all day long. We'll take you inside the clubhouse and hear from Twins manager Ron Gardenhire, and our instructional will put you on the field with Bert Blyleven and Ron Coomer. They will teach you about the art of the bunt. Guys, we don't need any bunts right now. We just need 3 more outs, maybe a couple of runs to give Matt Cap some breathing room. Take it away.
I want to know the last time that Ron Coomer bunted. I attempted to bunt.
I was going to say probably no more recently than you, and you predated him by about 20 years. Well, the Twins will try to add on here in the bottom of the 8th inning against Dwayne Below, and Ryan Doman will lead things off in the 8th.
Yeah, Below worked the 7th inning. He gave up a base hit to Joe Mauer, then picked off Joe Mauer, Josh Willingham, and Justin Morneau. Fly balls to center field.
Doman takes ball 1.
Yeah, Doman now hitting as a right-handed hitter, where he's hitting .278. One of his 5 home runs from the right side of the plate.
Down the line. Wow.
Gerald Laird stays behind the plate as he pinch ran for Alex Avila, and Delman Young, who pinch hit for Kelly, moves to left field, and then Dirks goes from left to right.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Hit hard to center. Barry is there. Doman's jumped back into the lineup, hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. 1 down. Rasmussen College is proud to present Student Days every Wednesday at Target Field. Students can attend the Twins athletics game on Wednesday afternoon. Get a standing room only ticket for just $8. Student Day tickets are available beginning at 9 a.m. tomorrow. That would be a Wednesday, I believe. Not tomorrow.
Because tomorrow's Monday.
Tomorrow's Monday. It's Memorial Day, as I recall.
Yes, it is.
You got to have a valid ID. Wait until Wednesday to do this. And if you'd like more information, I can't imagine you're confused at this point. If you are, go to twinsbaseball.com. Pitching change for the Tigers in the 8th with 1 out. Trevor Plouffe.
Good. I need a break after that.
Couple of runs in the 5th inning to take the lead. And Brian Villarreal pitches next.
Yeah, Villarreal pitched here on Friday night. He relieved Smiley, Drew Smiley, in the 6th inning. Worked 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a hit and an unearned run through 18 pitches, 14 for strikes. You like this guy's fastball. He can get it up in the upper 90s.
Well, we mentioned Wednesday's game, and we are going to be televising Wednesday's game. It's not on any of the printed schedules. It's an addition. We will be televising, well, some of us will be televising on Wednesday. I'll be working with Roy Smalley because you know who has another day off. Where you're going to Florida, right?
I'm heading to Florida. Yes, I
got to find a way to get into the Hall of Fame. I have no idea how.
Okay.
But I need to get in there. So
when I'm there a couple times this summer, I'll talk to him about it. Oh, right in front of us.
1-1 to Trevor Plouffe.
I love fans when they get a ball on the ground, they hold it up like I barehanded it.
But by the time the cameras swing over, they're trying to fool our camera people. 1-1 to Plouffe.
Whoa.
High fastball and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, that clocked at 97 like Perkins. So both these guys. Perkins, we saw his good fastball. Villarreal, he's third stint with the Tigers this year. Started with the Tigers, optioned out a couple times. But very high on this young right-hander, 25 years old from Venezuela.
Two and two. Capps is warmed up. He'll pitch the ninth inning unless the Twins score 3 or more runs here. He may pitch anyway. And a breaking pitch puts Plouffe down.
And a hard slider at 86 after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Then that hard breaking ball, great location. Watch a location of this breaking ball. Wow. Got some spin and some bite to it.
Switch hitting Casilla will hit next. He walked into second. Lined a ball off the glove of the pitcher for an infield hit and an RBI in the fourth. And he tried one of those swinging bunt things, and it actually looked like a swinging bunt. It rolled about 30 feet in front of the plate, and he got an infield hit. Popped up into the seats, strike one. Down and in, and it's 1-1.
Twins doing a better job today than they did yesterday in making contact. Only 2 strikeouts so far in this ballgame after 16 strikeouts by the Tiger staff yesterday. First time the Twins had struck out 16 times. You have to go back to 2000 in September.
That's through Laird to the backstop, 2-1. I had somebody from the Tigers ask me whether there's a problem here in the ballpark in afternoon games with the hitters seeing the ball, and of course the only time there's been any problem has been in the late afternoon games when the sun is shining, but it was cloudy all day yesterday. Just a bad day at the plate for the Twins hitters. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
I did look it up. The most the Twins batters have struck out in one game in a 9-inning game was 18. Okay, 1995 in Seattle. Do you know who started for Seattle? Can only imagine.
Oh,
the
Randy
big
Johnson,
tall lefty.
yeah.
He had 13 of the 18.
He may have gotten Ron Coomer once or twice in that game.
May have. I doubt it.
Fouled back.
And the last time Twins had struck out 16 times in a ball game, September 28, 2000. It was 10 innings in Cleveland, but the Twins won the game 4-3. The winner in that ball game in extra innings was Eddie Guardado, and the save went to LaTroy Hawkins.
Wow.
I do my research.
It's hit pretty well to center. It'll be chased by Barry. He won't get there. Casilla's going to run for a while. And it's a triple for Casilla with 2 gone in the 8th.
Good day at the plate for Alexi Casilla, his first triple of the year. And, you know, I was watching not only where that ball was hit, but I was watching the crowd on how many people get up. A home run, yeah, everybody gets up right away, but a triple, I love seeing a triple because you get to watch that player run around the bases from home to third. And once they get around second base, it's a thing of beauty. Rod Carew, one of the best when he had a triple. It was like a deer running all the way around the bases.
Well, now Carroll, who singled his last time up. Blocked by Laird. I was just thinking this would be a good time for a wild pitch. Villarreal, earlier in the inning, fired one through Laird's legs and rolled to the backstop.
Yeah, Laird known more as a defensive catcher than an offensive catcher in his second stint back with the Detroit Tigers. Twins saw him in Texas, also last year the Cardinals. Got a World Series ring.
On the right field line. And Kelly has no play.
That's why you bring your glove.
Wow.
Nice grab.
That's range. You caught that about 2 rows behind him.
Boy, he's sitting in the sun on this hot day. Look at this. Good concentration. Very nice catch.
Still, the best catch was the one yesterday on Moreno's home run. Yeah. Barehanded, didn't spill a drop of his beer.
That's the most important thing.
1-1 to Jamie Carroll. And another foul, 2 strikes on the ball. Trying to take the edge in the season series so far, just 5 games. But if the Twins win this game, they'll lead the season series 3-2. Only beat the Tigers 4 times all last year. Another pitch to Carroll with the count 1-2. Just missed the inside corner. Missing low, it's 3-2. Span on down.
Yeah, tried the slider right there. Stayed down and in.
See a bluffs down the third baseline. Carroll pops it up into the right field corner. Kelly again.
Does that fan catch it again?
Close to the, this time 2 rows in front of him.
Yeah.
He can go back on a ball. Can't come in. So Carroll battling Villarreal. With 14 runs batted in, hoping to make it 15. This one fouled down to the left field corner. And back into the seats.
It's a good at bat right here for Carroll, the veteran, not giving in. Fouling off a couple nasty pitches. That pitch right there in on him, tried to pull it, pulled it foul. Over 3,000 major league at-bats, Jamie Carroll, 38 years old. His first season with the Twins. Last year with the Dodgers.
Another 3-2. Hit hard to center. Barry going back. Oh, what a tremendous catch by Quentin Barry.
Wow.
One of the best catches you will ever see. A deep drive to center, and Berry with a circus catch. Here's the game reset. The Twins leading by 1 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Matt Capps is done with his warm-up tosses. My goodness. In my chair, I've seen some great center fielders. One of them's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know that I've ever seen a better catch than what I just saw.
I saw Jimmy Edmonds do almost this, where he went straight back. But, a Carroll, you kind of play shallow. You think maybe you got burned. And then Quentin Berry. Look at this catch. The concentration reaches straight up, leaves the earth to make an outstanding catch.
So it is just a 1-run lead now for Matt Capps, and he'll face Berry, Dirks, and Cabrera in the 9th.
And how many times does a guy make a great catch like that and lead off the next inning?
Ball 1.
1 out of 9. What a great catch. Wow.
Couple of hits and a walk for Berry as he's been on base 3 times already tonight. Capps hoping that'll be enough for the young man. 1-1.
Well, Capps all about control. He can hit his spots. For Matt Capps, he's looking for his 10th save in 10 save opportunities, making his 18th appearance overall. Only 1 walk in 17 innings.
Fouled away 1-2. With 2 strikes, both Carroll and Morneau step back to a more standard position in the infield.
Yeah, Brian Dozier taking over at short as Jamie Carroll does move from short to third.
One and 2. And he grounds it through the hole. His 3rd hit of the ball game, and the tying run is on. And Berry, who made the great catch to keep this a 1-run game, now is threatening to tie it up.
They got jammed right there, but just hit it the other way. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. P.J. Walters, he worked the first 6 innings. He had some situations he had to pitch out of, and he was able to do that after giving up 2 runs in the first inning. Put 5 more zeros on the board. And let's hope he can pick up his 3rd win here this afternoon.
Dirks dropped on a sacrifice in the 5th. Carroll in on the grass at 3rd. And ball 1. Dirks singled and scored in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, sacrificed in the 5th, singled again in the 7th.
Yeah, keep an eye on Barry. He had a stolen base earlier in the ballgame in the 3rd inning. His 2nd major league stolen base.
Barry goes. Mauer's throw. Safe at second. Safe again with Dozier reapplying the tag. It's his 2nd steal of the day.
You know, if Brian Dozier does what Johnny Peralta did with Alexi Casilla and stayed with the slide, the umpire at second base may have called him out. So Barry doing the head first slide like Casilla did. And right there you see Dozier sure looked like if he had stayed with them. Stay, keep your glove on it. That foot may come off the bag. It looked like it did right for a split second too late. Barry able to get the foot back on the bag.
So it's 2-0 now to Dirks with Cabrera on deck.
Great throw by Joe Mauer because Barry had a great jump off of Capps.
Two and 0. And a foul. Hits are even at 11 apiece. Tigers haven't scored since the 1st inning. Capps fidgeting on the mound. To left. Willingham for the first out. Now, what do you do with Cabrera when you haven't been able to get Fielder out all series long?
Well, you have to pitch a Cabrera right here and hope that you know, he hits it somewhere or you can strike him out. Now Capps isn't a strikeout pitcher. He'll try to work both sides of the plate, keep him off balance if he can.
Cabrera singled in a run back in the 1st inning, and since then he's had 3 frustrating at bats, all of them coming up or occurring with men on base.
Yeah, 3 for 7 lifetime against Matt Capps.
Capps will try to get him here. Swing and a miss.
To me, Cabrera is one of those hitters that will kind of set you up a little bit. He'll take an ugly swing at that pitch, and now he'll look for that same pitch and then hit it to right field. He's that good a hitter.
1 strike. Bouncer. Foul ball. 2 strikes.
Now they came inside right there. And Cabrera hitting it foul. Looked like Mauer wanted it away, but the ball inner half of the plate. Those are always great battles when you face great hitters if you're a pitcher.
Oh and 2 to Miguel Cabrera. To center and deep. Span back. Gone. And the Tigers take the lead.
I think you just saw the strength of Miguel Cabrera. Capps ahead in the count, 0-2. Not exactly sure where he wanted to throw that ball, but it was left up, and Cabrera just showed off his strength and hit it straight away center. Take a look. They're trying to go inside, and it was middle in, but Cabrera so strong. The first home run of this 3-game series for the Tigers, and it came, for me, an ugly time. And a lot of Twins fans.
Well, he's been at the plate with men in scoring position all afternoon long, and he got an RBI single in the first. The Twins got him the next 3 times, but in the ninth, with the money on the table, he delivers. 2-0. And then you go back to the catch by Berry, which saved at least 1 run.
And Berry doing his job and getting on base for the 3-4 hitters, and that being Cabrera and Fielder.
2-1 for Capps, his first blown save opportunity this year. And that will get Jose Valverde warming up in the Tiger bullpen, because now the Tigers will have a save opportunity. To left. And Willingham retreats and makes the catch on the track, 2 down. That'll bring up Brennan Bosch. So you look to the bottom of the ninth now, and the Twins will have the top of the lineup, as the Tigers had theirs set to go in the top of this inning.
You just hate getting beat on an 0-2 pitch where the pitcher has the advantage on, maybe trying a couple different things, and they tried to go inside, it wasn't in far enough. You have to make sure that ball's inside.
Breaking pitch and a swing and a miss. Target field about as quiet as it's been here today. Chopper right side. Easy play for Casilla. Now the Twins have their turn to try to play catch up in the ninth.
Yeah, we're on that sailboat, and the wind just stopped.
Cabrera has driven in 3 of the 4 runs and a back-breaking 2-run home run in the top of the ninth.
Well, you just hope things, turn for the Twins, and then Cabrera on an 0-2 pitch hit the 2-run home run. Jose Valverde coming into the ballgame looking for his 2nd save in 2 days. They're looking for his 9th save over last night. He picked up his 8th save, which was also his 250th career save. Now it takes the wind out of the sail, doesn't it? Now, hey, you know what? Let's see if the Twins can come back against a very good closer.
Span, Revere, and Mauer. The Twins would love to be able to snatch this game back from the Tigers. After leading through the late innings, Burton got through the 7th, Perkins got through the 8th. But Cabrera on an 0-2 pitch, driving one over the fence in center. Here's how the 8th inning ended. One of the best catches you'll ever see.
Quentin Berry going back, leaping, and making an outstanding catch. Then he led off the top of the 9th inning with a base hit to left field. And it stole second, and then Cabrera straightaway center. And you could almost see Denard Span, his shoulders kind of went down, and said, darn it, that ball went out.
Span will lead off the 9th against Valverde. There's a bunt up the line.
It's going to
be a base hit.
Yep.
So Span with a drag bunt. And he's aboard. Remember, he doubled against Valverde here on Friday night. Twins will send up the same hitters they had in that 9th inning when Valverde eventually finished the game off.
Well, what a great bunt right here. I mean, it's hard. Fielder has to come in, so first base is left unoccupied. And Valverde's not going to beat Span to the bag. And Span with his second hit.
Revere has 2 hits. Cabrera in on the grass at third. Squaring the bunt, taking ball 1. In the game Friday night, Span started with a double, but he never moved from second base. Revere bounced to third. Mauer and Willingham struck out.
This is where Ben Revere, if he's asked to bunt, he needs to get it down right here. Soften the ball in front. Do your job. And with Cabrera playing in on the grass, just bunt the ball either to him softly or take it with you toward fielder.
In the air.
No.
One down.
You have to be able to get that ball down.
1 out.
He asked to bunt, and the ball up and just got underneath it, creating that pop-up. And you could see Cabrera, he did some damage to the turf, almost like Burbeck did in the old-timers game.
Well, it was a head-high pitch. That's one you're supposed to let go. You're going to get a better pitch to bunt later if you let that one go. Here's Mauer. He's hit the ball right on the button the last 3 times up. We'll mention it again since we mentioned it earlier today. There has been just one walk-off home run in this ballpark in 2.5 years. And Mauer takes a strike. Mauer hit a wicked one-hopper off the ankle or calf of Porcello in the 3rd. Doubled sharply in the 5th and then whistled a single up the middle in the 7th. One strike to Mauer. One and one.
Let's take another look at the bunt of Ben Revere trying to lay it down the high pitch, and you saw it kind of jab at it, and that created a little pop-up right there.
In high school, they used to teach us that when you square the bunt, you lay the bat across the very top of what you think the strike zone is and never raise the bat.
Oh, believe me, nobody feels worse than Ben Revere right here, but, job not done.
1 and 1 to Mauer.
Valverde, most of the pitchers will pick up that runner looking over your left shoulder. Valverde, a pitcher that he picks up the runner over his right shoulder, and that being Denard Span at first base. Now he's a little slow home. Span, he's got some speed.
1 and 1. Span goes, and Mauer lines it to left field. It's hanging in the air. Span has got to hurry to get back, and he does. And fielder trying to decoy Span into leaving first base and acting like there was an overthrow.
Yeah, that's a good heads-up play by fielder right there. So Jerry White, his responsibility, get back to the bag, which Span was able to do, just stay on the bag.
So Willingham, last hope for the Twins. Mauer hit the ball on the line again, but almost right at the left fielder Dirks. 2 down. Willingham.
They tried the old hidden ball trick right there as Span. I don't know if time was called. Sometimes if time is called, then you can't do that. Steve Lombardozzi was pretty good at that, but the hidden ball trick at second base.
Actually worked?
Yeah, a couple times. Pitcher cannot be on the pitching rubber, and that's why Valverde, who likes to stroll around the field anyway, but he wasn't on the mound.
I don't like Willingham's chances of getting the ball past Cabrera at third. And the ball pulled.
He almost tried.
Little, yeah. Well, the Twins sent Span, and Maurer put the ball on a line to left field. Now it's left to Josh Willingham.
They like to get Span to second base in the scoring position if possible. See Cabrera hugging that line.
And Willingham struck out against Valverde here on Friday night.
Well, Valverde, when he does come set, he'll use that little trunk roll anyway, with his head going, say, towards shortstop, and then he'll pick up the runner.
One strike to Willingham.
There's a little spin.
Now a ball. Willingham walked in his first plate appearance, hit by a pitch. Willingham has shown the ability to draw some walks. He's taken 25 walks on the season, second only to Maurer on the team. Him reaching by any means other than a walk-off home run will get Morneau to the plate. There goes Span, and Laird from his knees has no chance. A pop-up slide, and again we mentioned before, Denard Span always goes in feet first. So now he's in scoring position with 2 out, and Laird will go to the mound to talk to Valverde.
Yeah,
So will Cabrera.
Yeah, again, you know, Valverde a little slow getting home, so Span gets in the scoring position. Denard with his 6th stolen base in 9 attempts.
And here comes Jim Leyland to talk with Valverde. It's a 2-1 count to Willingham. And the Tigers are faced with a similar situation that the Twins had in the top of this inning. Except there was only 1 out back then. There are 2 outs here. You have the option, I suppose, of being very careful with Willingham, but then you got to pitch to Morneau.
Well, we saw it with Cabrera up. You know, I mean, you have to pitch him carefully, even though Katz made a mistake. He had Fielder behind him. It's just that Cabrera beat him. Let's see if Josh Willingham can beat Valverde right here.
Two and 1 to Willingham. Checked his swing, and it is 3-1. Very close pitch.
Well, from up here we cannot see the height, but sure looked like it had the plate. Wow.
Larry Vanover with a missed call. Three and 1 to Willingham. 3-2. Same pitch, same spot. This time he got a swing and a miss.
Looked like he put a little extra on that pitch right there, 93.
Full count to Willingham. Got a piece.
That fastball clocked here at 95. Valverde leading the American League in saves last year. Appeared in 75 games, pretty durable. Had 49 saves last year.
Another 3-2 pitch to Willingham. Walked him. And here comes Morneau. Morneau faced Valverde yesterday to lead off the ninth inning and was called out on strikes. Darren Mastroianni will run for Willingham. Tigers got some heroics in the ninth, and now the Twins are trying to get some heroics. With the right guys up, Morneau today is 0 for 4 with a strikeout and 3 outfield flies. A high fly to right field. Hit right at Don Kelly. And that ends it. And the Tigers in the ninth get 2 and sweep the Twins. Final score 4-3.
Twins had their opportunity. They just did not take advantage of it. And Tigers came up with a big hit in today's ball game off the bat of Miguel Cabrera. 2-run home run straightaway center in the top of the ninth.
In Detroit, the Twins swept the Tigers, and in Minnesota, the Tigers have swept the Twins. Here's what's coming up on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink.
We'll take a look at Miguel Cabrera, who was clutch again today. We'll take you on the field and show you the art of bunting. We'll hear from the manager, Ron Gardenhire. Another quality start for P.J. Walters. We'll preview the Oakland series, which starts tomorrow.